time to go all in with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. This is the High Limit Room. It's the home of 24 high rollers. We are Fremont.
One of the biggest weeks in sprint car racing kicks off tonight at the Fremont Speedway for the Hollywood Casino High-Stakes Showdown for round number 9 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Welcome to Fremont, Ohio, as we've got a huge field back in the pit area ready to hit this 1/3 mile racetrack after last year's race here was one that we will never forget. My name is Chase Rodman. Alongside tonight, Brian Lisky and Tony Laporte will be bringing you the storylines and interviews down in the infield and back in the pit area all night long. Brian, it's great to have you up here tonight. You have so much history here at Fremont, Attica, just Ohio in general, and this is a great chance for some of these Ohio locals to really get their name out there in front of some people that maybe do not know them quite well.
Absolutely, and with 47 cars checked in tonight for the Hollywood Casino race tonight, you see new paint schemes this whole week. You're going to see some really interesting paint schemes on these guys, and the locals are psyched. You and I were talking about, people are betting on who the odds and things, and your pick, top 5 for Cap Henry.
Yes. I think that's definitely something that could happen here tonight for sure with Cap. And, of course, you got Caleb Henry out there. He'll be very fast. Cale Thomas, of course. And, Craig Mintz is another guy that you could watch for. And then you got Cole Macedo, one of the invaders, of course, here as well tonight. He won this race 1 year ago. Here's a look at the weather forecast tonight. It's been a pretty warm day so far. 86 degrees right now. Feels like 89, 3-mile-per-hour winds and clear skies. A pretty nice day to kick off the week that will continue to ramp up as the week progresses on. Tomorrow night, the Outlaws are at Attica, of course, and then it's the Joker's Jackpot for High Limit at Eldora and the King's Royal on Saturday night as well. Here's a look at the format. If this is your first time watching on Flo, or maybe your first time here at the racetrack, this is what you'll see on the track tonight. 47 drivers are drawn in for a random spot in qualifying. They'll be split between 2 groups, Flight A and Flight B. They'll heat race in those groups as well. Heat race 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 laps each heat race. The top 5 will move on to the A main with 2 cars in each heat race going to the dash. There will be 8 cars in the dash. They'll run a 7-lap race to determine where they start in tonight's main event, with the rest of those transfers going to the feature. Drivers in those heat races that don't finish in the top 5, they will have to come through either a C main or a B main. The C main is 10 laps. Top 2 will move on to the back of the B main, which is then a 12-lap affair, but that one will take the top 4, and those 4 drivers will then start 21st through 24th in tonight's A main with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. As we mentioned, it is round number 9 of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series tonight. $12,000 to win for the Hollywood Casino High-Stakes Showdown. Here are some of the track facts that you need to know about the Fremont Speedway. 1951, Brian, is when this place opened up. 1/3 of a mile, and that track record has been here for a very long time. I don't know if anybody's ever going to break it. Lee Jacobs ran a ripper back on May 3rd of 2003.
And I called that one.
Awesome.
Yeah, the weather was ideal for that. The engine was hitting hard. He basically flat-footed around here. I don't know if we'll ever see that track record.
11.732, very good lap there from Lee Jacobs that night. And 23 years later, and here we are still trying to break it. We'll see if it happens tonight. Here's a look at the nxtbets.com/playhlr odds. Brian mentioned it a moment ago. Cap Henry, he is plus 8,900 to win, almost plus 9,000 to win. He's also plus 3,200 for a top 5 finish here this evening, and that is the Rodman risk. You can learn more by going to nxtbets.com and /playhlr and find out which sportsbooks are available in your region. Kyle Larson is the favorite for tonight at plus 231. Aaron Reitzel next in line there. He needed a provisional to make the show last year, but he did win a 20,000 to win show earlier this year here at Fremont. Rico Abreu, the current point leader, plus 339. And there is last year's winner, Cole Macedo, Brian, 4th favorite in the odds in that number 312 car tonight.
You know what's interesting? Kyle Larson's never won at Fremont Speedway. Rico Abreu's never won at Fremont Speedway. Aaron Reitzel has 4 career wins here at the track that Action built. Cole Macedo former track champion here. James McFadden, there's the interesting one for me. He's got a couple wins here at Fremont Speedway in his career, so I think he might be a dark horse tonight.
We haven't seen McFadden since early in the year back at Central Arizona Raceway. Dason Persley's up there along with Tanner Holmes. Some of the longer shots down there from nxtbets.com/playhlr. Here are some of the notable entries. 47 cars. You know there's going to be some of those notables, and one of them is Craig Mintz, of course, who picked up an All-Star Circuit of Champions win this year at the other track that you hang out at a lot, Attica Raceway Park. We already talked about Caleb Henry. Brady Bacon has had a fantastic year, whether it's with High Limit, whether it's with the Outlaws, Pennsylvania Speed Week. That guy is getting the job done everywhere. James McFadden, the same can be said for him. DJ Foose, another one of those locals that maybe people don't know about. He can make some noise tonight, Brian.
It's a new team for him this year. He's a former track champion here. So they started last week or 2 weeks ago. They won a heat race here and they changed chassis. So I think that's going to be another one that might be a little bit of a dark horse. And then of course Cole Macedo, he gets to drive for Jim Linder, who is a Hall of Famer here. They built that car for him to come to this deal for. And Cap Henry, who's got 6 wins in total this year, only one here at Fremont Speedway, but he's having another banner year, coming off a year where he won 17 features last year.
He's got 3 wins, including one on Saturday night at Clinton County Speedway in Pennsylvania. Cale Thomas also on the list there, and Kyle Larson is also in the house tonight with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. A little bit of wheel pack going on the Fremont Speedway right now, and a guy that's up close and personal for that wheel pack is Tony Laporta. Tony, welcome back to the FloRacing broadcast. We're into a busy stretch of races coming up here over the next week.
Yeah, we certainly are. Got a chance to talk to some race fans in the pit area a little while ago, and they wanted to know what I thought of this kind of version 2.0. It's an unofficial Ohio Speed Week racing here tonight. And then, of course, the Outlaws have Attica tomorrow night. 2 nights of Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing at Eldora, and 2 more nights with the Kings Royal with the World of Outlaws. So a great week if you're a sprint car fan here in Ohio. Maybe not such a fun week if you're a crew member. Big news over the 2-week break since Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing was last on track. That, of course, was at the Big Sky Speedway for the Race Redeem Foundation event. And that big news being, of course, Hank Davis, one of the Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contenders, out at Michael Dutcher Motorsports. The Jonestown Jet, Brock Zierfoss, former full-time competitor with the World of Outlaws, who's been back home racing in the Keystone State in a little bit of his family's car and driving for some other car owners up there, has inked a deal to take over driving duties of the 17 GP. I got a chance to catch up with Brock in the pit area a little while ago. So big news in the couple weeks off since Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing was last on track, and that is there's a new driver behind the wheel of the 17 GP, and that is the Jonestown Jet, Brock Zierfoss. Glad to be back on the road with you. We got to work together during our Outlaw days. What was the main driving force behind you getting back on a national tour?
Yeah, just obviously always liked racing on tour, seeing new places, and just feel like I just want to be out here. You know, racing at home is nice and everything, but you know, racing for a living right now is tough on the local level. You know, they have big paying shows, but the payback through, there's only one winner, so the payback through is a little tough to make a living and live comfortably. So right now it seems like the national tour is the way to go to make, you know, decent money on tour. And yeah, just always enjoy seeing you and just racing against tough competition every week.
Well, we enjoy seeing you in the pit area, even when that was intermittently when High Limit would travel to Pennsylvania. But everybody knows racing in Pennsylvania, it's not easy, right? That is a state filled with maybe the best local contingent of winged sprint car racers. Do you feel like your years at home have kept you sharp enough to jump back into the deep end of a national championship?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously our results at home haven't been, you know, the greatest, but you know, we've been trying a lot of different things just to kind of stay up on stuff, and you know, we switched chassis manufacturers, and you know, there's a lot of factors that go into you know, where you feel like you're struggling. So you know, we had a lot of changes at home, and yeah, I mean, I feel like we struggled some, but you know, we made some gains too. But you know, racing with tough competition in Pennsylvania, you know, it keeps you sharp, and you know, I just want to be able to carry that and keep racing on the road here, and you know, like I said, just race with tough competition, and just want to beat the best.
Well, and lastly, you and I were talking about this a little bit earlier. We talked about the fact that Michael Dutcher, the car owner here,
he's not new to the sport of traveling sprint car racing, but he's still getting acclimated to wing sprint car racing. I think Michael would agree with that. You come at this ride with a bit more wing experience, national wing level experience than Hank Davis had in the car. What is something you, as a more experienced wing 410 driver, can bring to a program that's still solidifying itself on this side of the sport?
I don't know. I think it's just a little more on, obviously wing cars and non-wing cars are a different type of feel, and adjust them a little bit differently. They're still race cars and they still race on dirt, but the wing does play a huge factor in how the handling is, and I think Hank did a good job. I think it's just a matter of, it's still a really green wing team. Dutch has been around for a long time racing on the USAC tour, and he's been really successful. So I feel like the equipment's there. Just maybe a little more experience can help jumpstart and get the team to the next level a little bit quicker, or whatever it may be. So, but I feel like I've raced a lot of the racetracks that the High Limit's going to. There's a few that I haven't been to yet, like Santa Maria coming up and things like that. But I think it's just a matter of being able to understand what the car wants. Obviously every driver's different, but whatever it may be, I feel like just bringing a little more experience on the road might help them get up and down a little bit better, and just try to get some better results.
Back to racing with a national championship for the first time in several years. Brock Zierfoss has taken over the wheel of the 17 GP of Dutcher Motorsports.
Brock Zierfoss aims to make his third career start here tonight at the Fremont Speedway. He's raced here twice before, once with the All-Star Circuit of Champions, and most recently in 2024 at the Rick Ferkel Tribute with the World of Outlaws in 2024. He did set quick time in his group the last time he was here at Fremont Speedway. It'll be fun to watch the development of Michael Dutcher Motorsports, their wing program, now aided by the addition of Brock Zierfoss. That and a whole lot more set to unfold here in a night of racing that people have been looking forward to ever since we were here at the Fremont Speedway 1 year ago. Folks, we come back, cars will be on track for Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Don't go anywhere. FloRacing continues with live coverage of Interstate Batteries, High Limit, and Roto-Rooter midweek racing.
Thank you to our partner Eclipse Claims, eclipsing insurance tactics and protecting your payout. Are you looking to land a career in racing and begin your education at the university that started it all? UNOH works with some of the nation's premier race teams and gives students the hands-on experience needed to launch their careers. Turn your passion into a career at unoh.edu. Cars that made their way onto the racetrack for our first Dirt Draft Hot Lap session of the night. Also wanted to say thank you to our friends at Hollywood Casino Toledo. They are proud to support local racing and our Northwest Ohio community. Hollywood Casino hopes you are enjoying tonight's races, and they look forward to welcoming you soon for great food, great entertainment, and exciting gaming. There is the first driver on the track for session number 1, and he comes to us out of Fairland, Indiana. Behind the wheel of the Rudzik Excavating, Centerline Boring, Smith Titanium FK Roddens, number 49X, Cale Thomas. Cale Thomas in the 49X.
Behind him in the number 5 out of Lubbock, Texas, in the Horizon Whiskey, HK and Landis. PhilPulls.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch, number 5, that is Brenham Crouch.
And also rolling down the back stretch out of Bradner, Ohio, the Fossey Farms Industrial Movers, S&S Hauling, Heitmeyer Concrete, number 1 of Nate Dussel. Nate Dussel in the number 1.
Behind him in the 11N, the Ed Neumeister Racing entry out of Adrian, Michigan. The Cherries Outdoor World, L&M Properties, Port Racing, Love Utilities. Machine that is Darren Nida. Darren Nida in the 11N.
And rolling behind him from Gympie, Queensland, Australia, that is Jai Corbett in the Corbett's Group Precision Wall Services, Ike's Performance, number 25.
Driving at number 21 out of Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, in the American Rock and Red, Tarleton & Sons, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated, number 21, it's James McFadden.
Final car on the track in this session, actually 2 more cars. That is Giovanni Celsi on your screen. Celsi out of Fresno, California, one over the banking and in a dust cloud in turn 2.
Devin Borden back in the Brine Grove Racing machine, number 45 out of Raymond, Washington at Canton Rector Sterrett Services, Ron Jacobs Trucking Premier Pallet. He took a little time off, went back racing on the West Coast, and they had Tim Schaefer back in that car for a couple races and trying to turn that thing around, but he about turned it around and turned it over there in turns 1 and 2.
Started the year off with Keith Sheffer Jr. on the All-Star Circuit of Champions Tour. That thing, that did not last too long. Now they got Borden back in the car, who used to run it a few years ago. Tony Laporta, what do you got?
I just remember here qualifying last year, guys. I'm sure you remember as well. It felt like it was a little bit maybe around the past halfway point, but we saw several drivers struggle to keep the car on track there around the top of turns 1 and 2. So I feel like that incident we just saw there at the 45 is not something new. Obviously, those of us with high limit only come to Fremont once a year. But Brian, I'm sure that's a difficult corner year in and year out, week in and week out, rather, I should say. Even Joel Myers Jr. told me he thought one of the tough parts about being fast here at Fremont was turns 1 and 2 can really jump up and bite you if you're not careful getting that car woed up and slowed up enough. You can drive right off the top of the track like we just saw.
Turn 2 narrows down quite a bit. 3 and 4 usually gets a nice cushion to it on the top side of the racetrack, but 1 and 2 is normally a bottom side, and thus you can make that high line work, and then it gets tricky exiting turn 2 because it really gets narrow over there.
Session number 2 of Hot Laps now on the racetrack, and there's Gage Polkerbeck on your screen. Polkerbeck tonight makes his Fremont Speedway debut from East Grand Forks, Minnesota. The Pro C JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson Associates, number G5.
Behind him in the number 19 out of... Is that Joel Myers? I couldn't tell. It went by too quick. There it is, Brent Marks. Brent Marks out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, and the McBrewBid.com, Babs Paint, K&L Utilities, Livewire Customs, number 19.
And rolling down the back straightaway now from Helena, Ohio, the Story Equipment, Gary Holland Trucking, Pit Stop Convenience, Black Swamp Heating, number 35, Stuart Brubaker. Stuart Brubaker in the 35.
In the number 26 out of Monrovia, Indiana, and the Skagit Speedway, Race Redeem Foundation, Hager Realty, Stan Craft, Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, number 26. That is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26.
And going into turns number 3 and 4 now from Plano, Texas, the Advanced Cast Stone Crown Battery, Fremont Fence, Superior Tank and Trailer, number 19M of TJ Michael. TJ Michael in the 19.
Behind him, he picked up his first 410 feature win at the Butler Speedway this past Saturday night out of Huntersville, North Carolina, and the Lovely Utilities Limousine Services, Kelly Go, ProServe, Lincoln Welders, number 44. That is Aiden Price. Aiden Price in the 44.
And final car on the racetrack is Cap Henry out of Bellevue, Ohio, the Primal Tee Shop, Premier Planning, Mobile One, Innovative Excavating, Elliott's Custom Trailers, number 33W. Drivers well underway. TJ Michael looks like he is up into the 2nd spot here on the timing charts. Michael's lap time, a 13:142, still trailing Nate Dussel at a 13:138 as the yellow flag waves, and Michael is going to be sitting in that 2nd position, 13:142. Dussel still at the top, though, a 13:136. Then James McFadden in 3rd, a 13:188. Justin Peck, a 13:200. Cap Henry 5th, 13.211. That is the top 5 drivers so far. Brent Marks, Cale Thomas, Craig Mintz, Aiden Price, and Giovanni Selzy. The top 10 fastest drivers is our 3rd group of cars now rolls onto the racetrack.
First one out of Sandusky, Ohio. He's got an all-star win this year in the Real American Beer, Ohio Truck Sales, Erie Waste, Whiteford, Kenworth, number 15C. That is Chris Andrews. Chris Andrews in the 15C.
And just behind him, rolling into turn number 1 now, he is from Jacksonville, Oregon. The Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Driven by Design. Juniata Concrete, number 13, Tanner Holmes. Tanner Holmes in the 13.
The Florida Man out of Northport, Florida, and the Global Link, Moxie Performance Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, Awnings and Wraps, number 24D. That is Danny Sams III. Danny Sams III in the 24D.
Coming down the front straightaway now, that's the number 75 of Jerry Doms. He is from right here in Fremont. The Tony Elliott Foundation, Level Engines, Kistler Racing Products, number 75.
Behind him, making his 410 debut. It's been a while since he's been in the 410 sprint. He just picked up the 305 win here last Saturday night out of Fremont, Ohio, in that Barnes Nursery. Robin Lynette Butts, Kistler Engines, Ryan French Racing, number 12. That is Jamie Miller. Jamie Miller in the number 12.
Driver rolling into turn number 1 now, the defending winner of the high-stakes showdown from Lemoore, California. Linder Speed Equipment, MAK Fabrication, Gill Construction, Kistler Engines, Real Geese, Fremont Speedway Education, number 312, Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in the 312.
Behind him, he's got a win here earlier this year in that number 87 out of Clute, Texas, coming off a win at the Knoxville Raceway this past Saturday night. Nat Fulkins Brother Trucking, Power Plus, Bryant Paver Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms, number 87. That is Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel in the 87.
Final car on the track for this session is from Waco, Texas. Behind the wheel of the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, number 9R. It's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. Those are the drivers in the third of 6 practice sessions here this evening. As they are getting up to speed now, Nate Dussel still with the lap time to beat of 13:136. And TJ Michael right behind him, 13:142. A couple of Fremont locals there in the top 2 spots. As you get a look at Chris Anders making his way around the Fremont Speedway. There's Aaron Reitzel now. We talked about him earlier, $20,000 winner here earlier this year. Fastest so far is going to be Cole Nacito. Now it's Tanner Holmes. Now it's Reitzel going to the top. First driver to the 12s, and now Danny Sams overtakes him. Sams to a 12:874. Chase Randall also into the top 5. It looks like Jerry Doms may have a problem here on the front stretch. Checkered flag is waving, however. And it is going to be the Florida man, Danny Sams, fastest overall so far in Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 12.874 seconds. Aaron Reitzel second at a 12.998. Tanner Holmes third at 13.092. Nate Dussel still fourth, and Chase Randall fifth, a 13.141. TJ Michael, James McFadden, Cap Henry, Brent Marks, and Cole Nacito are the top 10 in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. We've still got 3 more groups left to run.
And that 12 double D out of Freelton, Ontario, Canada. He's coming out of the 360 ranks, driving at Moxie. Humberview Parts, CA, DJD Gear, DJD Graphics. Number 12 double D, that is Darren Dryden. Darren Dryden in the 12 double D.
Get ready to say the letter D a lot with him tonight. Yes. I learned that back at Butler earlier this year. Also on the racetrack, it's last year's Rookie of the Year out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma. The Casey Kane Racing, Mike Curb, Napa, Brumos Collection, Ballard Products, Carver Corporation, number 9. That is Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the number 9.
Behind him, out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, driving the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexo Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Matson. Kerry Matson in the 55.
And there is the defending All-Star Circuit of Champions titleist from Sacramento, California, the Valvoline, Burchard Financial, Triple J Towing, Butler Built, number 101, Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry in the 101.
Behind him, new paint scheme, new number. He's got 2 All-Star wins this year coming up during Ohio Sprint Speed Week out of Tiffin, Ohio, driving the Hollywood Casino, Level Utilities, Valvoline Oil, Limousine Services, Kaiser Sound, BSC Welding, number 21. That is Zeth Sabo. Zeth Sabo in the 21.
From Plymouth, Indiana, the A to Z Mechanical Global Link, Duff's Bar and Grill, Tony Elliott Foundation, number 14 of Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault in car number 14.
Behind him, out of Santa Rosa, California, in the Install Tech, Velocity Engineering, Blackburn Construction, Dirt Dudes, number 19 Junior, that is Joel Myers Jr. Joel Myers Jr. in the 19 Junior.
Joel having a fantastic season so far. Just grabbed another win on Saturday night with the POWRi 410 series down at Lake Ozark Speedway in Missouri.
And coming off a winner where he got 3 wins in New Zealand.
A couple wins in New Zealand. He's got 3 POWRi wins, an IRA win, and a fast win. So picking up all kinds of wins in regional action this year is Joel Myers Jr. Looking at Zeth Sabo there, rolling into turn 1. I played a witness to that win at Wayne County during Ohio Speed Week, Brian, and that was one of the most incredible drives I've ever seen. And Zeth Sabo just on the fence like no other that night to get the win. White flag in the air. Nobody in the top 5 here. It looks like Caleb Henry 7th fast. Henry's lap time a 13.161. And now Kerry Matson goes into the top 5, and Caleb Henry goes to the top. You're looking at in the 101 to a 12.792. As the checkered comes out, Joel Myers Jr. is going to go to 5th fast.
Jason, let's not forget that 101. He's got 2 wins here this year. The crew chief on that, Andy Potter, born and raised in the Fremont area.
Yes.
He kind of made that Stenhouse guy pretty good during Ohio Sprint Speed Week when he was a teenager.
Andy Potter, a great guy. Always loved catching up with him back in the pit area. His car is at the top of the board now. A 12.792 by Caleb Henry. Danny Sams, Aaron Reitzel, and Kerry Madsen goes to fourth quick at a 13.070. And Joel Myers Jr., who ran 8th in this race 1 year ago, is 5th at a 13.077. Tanner Holmes, Zeth Sabo, Nate Dussel, Chase Randall, TJ Michael, the top 10. We've got 2 more groups of cars left to hot lap.
First one out there out of Rising Sun, Ohio, in the Poet Biofuels, Bowling Transportation, Burns Electric, RC Concrete, number 5. That is Cody Brewer. Cody Brewer in the red, number 5.
From Evans City, Pennsylvania, the Ravens trailer, Rustler Services, Superior Tank and Trailer, Top Shelf Trucking, number 22, Brandon Spithaller. Brandon Spithaller in the 22.
Behind him, making his debut in the Michael Dutcher Motorsports Lifestyle Homes Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Milton Hershey School, 17 GP, the Jonestown Jet. That is Brock Zerfoss. Brock Zerfoss in the 17 GP.
From Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Weikert's Livestock, SpeedwayCars.com, York Excavating, RV 4-wheel drive, number 48, Double D, Danny Dietrich. Danny Dietrich in the number 48.
Behind him in the 7BC out of Indianapolis, Indiana, NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, LA's Custom Trailers, Brandt Professional Agriculture, Gamebridge, number 7BC. That is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. Tyler Courtney in the 7BC.
And from Elk Grove, California, the all-ball year alternative, HenrickCars.com, JVI Group, Finley Farms, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, number 57, Young Money, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson in the 57.
Behind him, a former track champion here at the Fremont Speedway, out of Fremont, Ohio, driving Level Utilities, Level Performance, Commercial Glazing Systems, Crown Battery number 3. That is DJ Foose. DJ Foose in car number 3.
Final car on the track from Minden, Nevada. Behind the wheel, the JST Motorsports Smith Titanium Factory Cane. Maxima Racing Oils, Messina Alley Transportation. Number 88, it's Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the 88. Excuse me, one more car actually on the track. And Roddy's out there with a new paint scheme out there, Brian.
The number 42 of Cy Lynch out of Apollo, Pennsylvania. The Mosites Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh. Hollywood Blasting and Coating, Mad Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch.
Good looking car there for Cy. The white camo, the snow camo. I told him earlier, reminded me of back in the day when you tried to get all the camos on Call of Duty. He's got the snow camo on the 42 now. Kyle Larson goes to 11th quick. Larson's a 13.175, fastest so far in this group. Nobody else into the top 10 or close to it. Now Kyle Larson goes to 3rd quick. Tanner Thorson goes to 4th quick. And DJ Foose up to 6th as the checkered is displayed. Drivers finishing up their hot laps right now. And there on the final time by the line, it looks like Tanner Thorson may be the best driver in this group. And waiting for the last couple of cars to come across the line, and that is indeed the case. Tanner Thorson is going to be 2nd fastest tonight in hot laps so far at a 12.819 second lap time. Caleb Henry still at the top, though, a 12.792. Then Danny Sams 3rd. Kyle Larson 4th. Brandon Spithaller, good lap there for him in the 5th spot. Then it's 6th to Aaron Reitzel, 7th Brock Zerfoss, 8th DJ Foose, 9th Kerry Madsen, and 10th is the 19 junior of Joel Myers Jr. We've got one more group of cars left to hot lap before we get into Capital Custom Trailer qualifying.
Your current Interstate High Limit Batteries point leader out of St. Helena, California. Net number 24, the Tony Stewart Kerback Ajanian Racing, CarQuest, Sherby Apples, Swan Island Sheet Metal, Waste Connections. Number 24, that is Rico Abreu. Rico Abreu in the 24.
And rolling down the back straightaway now in car number 16 from Lemoore, California, the Dawson Maldine Construction Burmeister Trophy Triple X Chassis Level Utilities, number 16 of Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 16.
Behind him, out of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, in the Whistle Stop, Sure Shot Tap House, Dickman Electric Supply, Spankins Motorsports, number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. Brady Bacon in the 21H.
From Alveda, Ohio, behind the wheel of the Ohio Logistics, Truck Works of Ohio, North Baltimore Custom Cuts. Number 15K, it is Creed Kemenaugh. Creed Kemenaugh in the number 15K.
Behind him, out of Worcester, Ohio, driving the Viviso, Smithville Manufacturing, Holmes Cheese, Burgett Insurance, Joyride Transportation, 3J, that is Trey Jacobs. Trey Jacobs in the 3J.
And from right here in Fremont, Ohio, the Level Utilities, John Wright's Custom Chrome, MAK Salon, letter X, it's Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan in the letter X.
Also in this hot lap session out of Findlay, Ohio, in the Truck Works of Ohio, J. Badger HVAC, L&L Land Solutions, High Performance Lubricants, number 32, that is Bryce Lucius. Bryce Lucius in the 32.
Those are the drivers in the final hot lap session of the night. Here at the Fremont Speedway, it is the Hollywood Casino High Stakes Showdown. Caleb Henry still with the lap time to beat, 13.792 seconds. Looks like Rico goes to 17th on the board. He is the best so far in this final group of hot laps. Bryce Lucius right behind. Now Garcia goes into the top 5. Nice lap for Gage. Brady Bacon up to the 8th spot in 21H. And Mike Keegan over the edge of the banking in turn 4 keeps on going. Close call there for the 360 sprint car track record holder here at Fremont. Brady Bacon to 3rd. Now Rico goes to 2nd quick. And that is going to do it for hot laps tonight. Caleb Henry, the fastest overall out of the 47 cars, 12.792. Rico Abreu, 2nd quick in that final group at 12.812. Tanner Thorson in 3rd, a 12.819. Brady Bacon 4th, a 12.822. And Danny Sams at a 12.874. Following him, it's Kyle Larson, Gage Garcia, Brandon Spithaler, Aaron Reitzel, and Brock Zierfoss, the top 10. In our hot laps tonight, here's a look at what happened to Mike Keegan. Ooh. Up on the bike doing, he was on one tire at one point in time there. Hung on to it though. Wild moment there for the letter X of Mike Keegan. Always love catching up with him back in the pit area. We only get to see him once a year right here at Fremont Speedway. Next up, it's going to be Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. They are a premier dealer for Renegade, Show Hauler, Newmar, and Intech trailers. See for yourself why more racers go to Capital for all their transport needs. If you're in the market for a motorhome, motor coach, or trailer, trust the people that are there in the pits with you and that support the sport. Check out their complete lineup at CapitalRenegade.com. There will be 2 cars on the racetrack at the same time here during our qualifications. The track record, once again, by Lee Jacobs in 11.732 on May 3rd of 2003. Here we go, not wasting any time. We're getting right into qualifying. Your first 2 qualifiers, Giovanni Sells out of Fresno, California, the Chili Spire Motorsports, Carmen Trucking, Ziegler Auto Group, Gainbridge, number 77. And from Fairland, Indiana, the Rudzick Excavating, Centerline Boring, Smith Titanium, FK Roddins, number 49X, Cale Thomas. Thomas almost went over the edge of the racetrack there in turn 1. Lap 1 for Gio is a 12.686. 1.2686. Great lap there for Gio. Lap 1 for Cale, a 12.980. 1.2980. This is just the 2nd time Gio's been here to Fremont. Lap 2 is better. It's a 12.460. 1.2460. Cale Thomas, lap 2 better, 12.817. 1.2817. Giovanni Salzi, 12.460, shows the way very, very early in Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying.
Next 2 qualifiers, the 5 of Brenham Crouch out of Lubbock, Texas, and Horizon Whiskey. Neach Concrete and Landis, PhilPools.com, High Performance Lubricants, RB Ranch number 5, and the 11N of Darren Knight out of Adrian, Michigan, and the Cherries Outdoor World, L&M Properties, Pro Racing, Level Utilities, 11N. Coming off a nasty crash last week in that Ed Neumeister Racing 11M, him and Casey Jedrzak, man, those cars look nasty. First lap time for Brenham Crouch is good for 2nd quick at a 12.642. Darren Knight's first lap time, a 12.938. That puts him 4th. And Brenham Crouch will stay 2nd quick. His 2nd lap better, though, at a 12.574. And Darren Knight, his 2nd lap better as well, at 12.862.
4 cars into Flight A of Capital Custom Trailer Qualifying. Here come your next 2. Rolling onto the Speedway now from Bradner, Ohio, the Fozzie Farms Industrial Movers, S&S Hauling, Heitmeyer Concrete, number 1 of Nate Dussel. And joining him on the racetrack from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, Australia, the American Rock and Rent, Tarleton & Son, Toyota Racing, Durst Incorporated, number 21 of James McFadden. James McFadden in the 21 and Nate Dussel in the number 1. Both drivers about to come to the wave of the white flag. Dussel did not qualify for this main event last year. Lap 1 for him is going to be 5th fast, a 13.370. 1.3370. McFadden now overtakes the 5th spot at a 12.881. 1.2881. Dussel a little sideways off of turn number 4. Lap number 2, he will improve to a 13.221. 1.3221. McFadden jumps up a spot to 4th at a 12.830. 1.2830. McFadden 4th and Dussel 6th of the 6 cars so far.
Your next two, Devin Borden out of Raymond, Washington. The Canton Erector Sterrett Services, Ron Jacobs Trucking, Premier Pallets, number 45. And in the number 25, making his Fremont Speedway and High Limit debut out of Gympie, Queensland, Australia, the Corbett's Group, Precision Well Services, Ike's Performance, number 25. That is Jai Corbett. Jai Corbett in the 25. Devin Borden jumps up to 6th quick on his opening lap. Corbett will jump up to 2nd quick for Jai Corbett. 2nd quick, opening lap of 12:4.90. And Devin Borden will stay 7th quick. And Corbett will stay 2nd quick at a 12:4.90 behind Giovanni Selzi.
Very nice lap there from Jai Corbett as we roll our next two qualifiers onto the Speedway. Next up from Huntersville, North Carolina, the Level Utilities Limousine Limo, Kellyco, ProServe, Lincoln Welders, number 44 tonight, his high limit debut for the 44 of Aiden Price. And joining him out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota, the Proceed GW Repair, Ekman Dillards, Phil Thompson Associates, number G5, Gage Polkerbeck. Gage Polkerbeck in the G5, Aiden Price in the 44. Polkerbeck is Fremont Speedway debut, Price's high limit debut. Aiden Price just got his first 410 win over the weekend at Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan. His first lap is a 13.332, 13.332. Polkerbeck, he'll be 9th now at a 13.233, 13.233. Aiden Price on lap number 2. Can he improve? He does up to 8th quick, 13.169. And for Gage Polkerbeck, he is not going to go faster. 13.271 was lap 2. He'll stick with lap 1, which is a 13.233. 10th of 10 cars so far for the G5 of Gage Polkerbeck, and 8th for the 44 of Aiden Price.
Your next pair to qualify out of Monrovia, Indiana, and the Skagit Speedway Race Route, Rudine Foundation, Hager Realty, Stancraft Jet Center, Angel of the Winds Casino, number 26, that is Justin Peck. Justin Peck in the 26. And out of Plano, Texas, one of our locals here, in the 19, the Advanced Cast Stone Crown Battery Fremont Fence Superior Tank and Trailer entry, that is TJ Michael. TJ Michael having a pretty good season in that Prosser Racing number 19. Opening lap for Justin Peck, good for 3rd quick time. TJ Michael 12th quick. And Justin Peck will remain at 3rd quick when his first lap is quickest at a 12.515. And TJ Michael be 12th quick, his opening lap of 13.347, his quickest lap.
Selzy, Corbett, Peck, Crouch, and Thomas. The top 5 still around the halfway point here of Flight A. Next onto the racetrack from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the McGrewBid.com, Babs Paint, K&L Utilities, Livewire Customs. Number 19, here is Brent Marks. And also on the racetrack of the Gibsonburg, Ohio, the Real Geese Gill Construction, American Legion, Bettsville, Ohio, Grant Decker Construction, number 09 of Craig Mintz. Craig Mintz in the 09, and Brent Marks in the 19. Marks with 5 second-place finishes this year with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Lap 1 for him is 5th quick, 12.579. 1.2579. Craig Mintz into the top 10 at 10th fast, a 12.956. 1.2956. Marks also the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series point leader. Lap 2, 4th quick, 12.541. 1.2541. And Craig Mintz jumps up to 6th quick on lap number 2, a 12.653. 1.2653. Mintz in 6th and Marks in 4th.
Your next two qualifiers, defending and 2-time track champion. He's got a win here this year. Out of Bellevue, Ohio, the Primal T-Shop, Premier Planning Services, Mobile One, Innovative Excavating, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, 33W, that is Cap Henry. Cap Henry in the 33W. And out of Helena, Ohio, the Story Equipment, Gary Holland Trucking, Pit Stop Convenience Stores, Black Swamp Heating, number 35, Stuart Brubaker. Stuart Brubaker in the 35. Cap Henry's opening lap, 12th quick. Gonna have to pick it up here on lap 2. 6 total wins this season so far, and he will be 11th quick for Cap Henry. And Stuart Brubaker will be 14th quick. So they're all chasing Giovanni Selzy, Jai Corbett, Justin Peck, Brent Marks, and Brenham Crouch, your top 5.
Here comes our Race Redeem Foundation Rookie of the Year contender. Out of Jacksonville, Oregon, the Jugo Superfoods, Pella, Avanti Windows and Doors, Big Spring Car Wash, Water Treatment by Design, Juniata Concrete, number 13, it is Tanner Holmes. And joining him on the racetrack out of Northport, Florida, the Global Link, Moxie Performance Advisors, GSR Racing, CSI Shocks, Impact Signs, number 24D, the Florida man, Danny Sams III. Danny Sams over the banking in turn 2, keeps on going the right direction. Lap number 1 for Tanner Holmes is going to be 12th, a 13.069, 13069. Danny Sams on lap number 1, going to be a bad one, a 14.685, 14685. Tanner Holmes on lap number 2, he's better on time but not position, a 12.897, 12897. And for Danny Sams, up into the top 10, a 12.866, 12866. Danny Sams 10th and Tanner Holmes 13th of 18 cars in Flight A.
Your defending high-limit race winner here from a year ago. Out of Lemoore, California, Linder Speed Equipment, Mac Fabrication, Gill Construction, Kistler Engines, Real Geese Decoys, Fremont Speedway Education, number 312, that is Cole Macedo. Cole Macedo in the 312, and behind him in that number 9 out of Waco, Texas, the Bush's Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrians, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium, the Quickest Chicken, Chase Randall. Chase Randall in the 9R. Opening lap for Cole Macedo, good for 7th quick. Chase Randall 15th quick. And Cole Macedo will stay 7th quick. Chase Randall jumps up to 7th quick. Cole Macedo 8th quick.
Good pair of laps there late in the going here in Flight A. Just about 4 more cars left to run. Here comes your next one out of Sandusky, Ohio. The Real American Beer Ohio Truck Sales, Erie Waste, Whiteford, Kenworth. Number 15C here is Chris Andrews. And joining him on the racetrack out of Fremont, Ohio, the Tony Elliott Foundation, Level Engines, Kistler Racing Products, number 75 of Jerry Doms. Jerry Doms in the 75, Chris Andrews in the 15C. Chris Andrews making his way down the backstretch, an All-Star Circuit of Champions winner this year at the Waynesfield Raceway Park. Lap number 1 for the 15C goes in at 17th fast, a 13.178. And for Jerry Doms, that's 22nd, a 14.083, 14083. Chris Andrews on lap number 2 comes in. Going to slow down to a 13.251. First lap faster, 13.178. And for Jerry Doms, he improves on lap 2 to a 14.021. Still 22nd out of 22 cars with 2 more left to run in Flight A.
Should be the 87 out of Clute, Texas, the Volkins Brother Trucking, Power Plus, Bryant Paver Motorsports, STC, Monty Farms, number 87. There is Aaron Reitzel. Aaron Reitzel with a win here at the Fremont Speedway, 4 total in his career, and making his debut in a 410 sprint car tonight at Fremont Speedway. Out of Fremont, Ohio, in the Barnes Nursery, Rob Lynette Butts, Kistler Engines, Ryan French Racing. Number 12, that is Jamie Miller. Jamie Miller, a 2-time 305 track champion here at the Fremont Speedway, coming off a 305 win a couple Saturdays ago. Aaron Reitzel's opening lap, good for 7th quick. Jamie Miller, 24th quick. And Aaron Reitzel will stay at 7th quick. His second lap better at a 12.739, but 7th quick. And Jamie Miller be 23rd quick in Flight A. So your quickest qualifier in Flight A, it'll be Giovanni Selzy. Jai Corbett in 2nd, Justin Peck 3rd, Brent Marks 4th, Brenham Crouch 5th, Craig Mintz 6th, Aaron Reitzel 7th, Chase Randall 8th, Cole Macedo 9th, and Cale Thomas your top 10 in Flight A.
Flight B, we are rolling them onto the racetrack now. Your first qualifier in Flight B, is from Plymouth, Indiana, the A to Z Mechanical, Global Link, Duff's Bar and Grill, Tony Elliott Foundation. Number 14, it's Zane DeVault. And joining him, the fastest driver overall in hot laps earlier on, out of Sacramento, California, the Valvoline, Burchard Financial, Triple J Towing, Butlerville. Number 101, Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry in the 101, Zane DeVault in the 14. DeVault, a top 5 finish with high limit earlier this year at Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan. His first lap is a 13.206. And Caleb Henry on lap number 1, he'll go to the top of 12.755, 12755. DeVault with 2 GLSS wins this year in the 360 sprint car. He's better on lap 2 to a 13.058. And for Caleb Henry, better on lap number 2, 12.754, 12754. Caleb Henry's at the top in Flight B so far.
Next two qualifiers in the number 55 out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexco Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Matson. Kerry Matson in the number 55. And following him in the 19 Junior out of Santa Rosa, California, the Install Tech, Velocity Engineering, Blackburn Construction, Dirt Dudes, number 19 Junior, that is Joe Myers Jr. Joe Myers Jr. in the 19 Junior. Opening lap for Kerry Matson, good for second quick time at a 12:9.54. Joe Myers Jr. fourth quick, his opening lap at a 13:8.97. The Madman out of turn number 4, and he will stay second quick. His second lap is quicker at a 12:8.85. And Joe Myers stays fourth quick, his second lap better at a
Maiden voyage behind the wheel of the 17 GP here tonight. It's Brock Zierfoss out of Jonestown, Pennsylvania. The Michael Dutcher Motorsports Lifestyle Homes, Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avanti Industries, Milton Hershey School, number 17 GP. And joining him on the racetrack out of Tiffin, Ohio, the Hollywood Casino, Level Utilities, Valvoline, Limousine Limo, Kaiser Sound, BSE Welding, number 21, it is Zeth Sabo. Zeth Sabo in the 21, Brock Zierfoss in the 17 GP. Zierfoss off of turn number 4. His first lap time is going to be fourth. It's a 13.299, 13.299. Sabo, first lap for him, P6, 13.788, 13.788. Brock Zierfoss, can he improve on lap number 2? He does, but stays fourth fast, 13.119, 13.119. Zeth Sabo, lap number 2, going to slow down to a 13.806. He's going to stand on lap 1, 13.788 seconds for the 21X. P6 for Sabo and P4 for Zierfoss.
Your next two qualifiers in that number 9 out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, in the Casey Kane Racing with Mike Kerp, Napa Auto Parts, Brumo's Collection, Ballard's Products, Harbor Corporation, number 9, that is Dason Pursley. Dason Pursley in the number 9, and making his high limit debut here at Fremont Speedway out of Felton, Ontario, Canada, the Moxie, Humbert View Parts, DJD Geared, DJD Graphics, number 12 Double D, that is Darren Dryden. Darren Dryden, and that 12 Double D got a track championship up in Canada in 360 racing in 2025. Dason Pursley's opening lap good for 5th quick, and that's where he will stay. His opening lap, his quickest lap. And Darren Dryden will stay 7th quick in that 12 Double D.
Well, speaking of Double D, here comes Double D onto the racetrack. Danny Dietrich out of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Weikert's Livestock, SpeedwayCars.com, York Excavating RV 4-wheel drive, number 48. And joining him on the Speedway out of Fremont, Ohio, the Level Utilities, Level Performance, Commercial Glazing Systems, Crown Battery, number 3. Here is DJ Foose. DJ Foose in the 3, and Danny Dietrich in the 48. Dietrich with 3 410 wins this year in Pennsylvania, including a win at Clinton County this past weekend in the PA Posse 410 series. Dietrich comes across the line. He'll be 9th on lap 1, 13.920, 13.920. And for Foose, he will now take over the 9th spot, 13.810, 13.810. Dietrich off the bottom. That car's all over the place off of turn 4. He's better on lap 2, 6th quick, 13.226, 13.226. And for Foose, he is also better on lap 2, into the 8th position, 13.480, 13.480. 8th for Foose, and Danny Dietrich goes up to 6th fast in the 48 car.
Your next two qualifiers out of Minden, Nevada, and that JST Motorsports Smith Titanium Factory King Shocks Maximum Racing Oils. Messiah Vadley Transportation, number 88. That is Tanner Thorson. Tanner Thorson in the number 88. And in the number 42 out of Apollo, Pennsylvania, the Mosites Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting and Coating, MAV Motorsports 42, Cy Lynch. Cy Lynch in the 42. Tanner Thorson's opening lap good for 5th quick. And Cy Lynch will be 12th quick on his opening lap. Tanner Thorson will jump up to 4th quick on his second lap at a 13.105. 4th quick for Tanner Thorson. And Cy Lynch will jump up to 10th quick on his second lap at a 13.686.
We can tell you that Cody Brewer missed his spot in the qualifying order. We could see his car from here back at the trailer. So we'll see if he can make it back out at the end for one lap. Here come your next two qualifiers in Indianapolis, Indiana. The NOS Energy Drink, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cars, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge. Number 7 BC, this is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. And also on the Speedway from Evans City, Pennsylvania, the Ravens Trailer, Rustler Services, Superior Tank and Trailer, Top Shelf Trucking. Number 22, Brandon Spithaller. Brandon Spithaller in the 22, Tyler Courtney in the 7 BC. Sunshine, an all-star winner here in 2022. His first lap is good enough for 7th fast, a 13.224. Our Spithaller, he's up to 10th, a 13.362. 13362. Spithaller, a 5-time 410 winner this year. Lap 2 for Courtney slows down to a 13.285. And for Spithaller on lap number 2 goes up to 7th fast, a 13.204. 13204, 7th for Spithaller and 8th for Courtney.
Next two qualifiers in that Alba, Your Alternative, HenryCars.com, JBI Group, Finley Farms, Volkins Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, number 57, that is Young Money, Kyle Larson out of Elk Grove, California. Kyle Larson in the number 57. And in the 15K, out of Elveda, Ohio, driving the Ohio Logistics, Truck Works of Ohio, North Baltimore Custom Cup Meets, 15K, that is Creed Kemenaw. Creed Kemenaw in the 15K, bobble over there in turns 1 and 2. Kyle Larson's opening lap good for 3rd, quick time. Creed Kemenaw at 16th quick. Kyle Larson will remain 3rd quick. His opening lap is best at a 12.910. And Creed Kemenaw will be 16th quick at a 14.080.
16 cars qualified in Flight B. We've got a handful left to run. Here comes your next two. From Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Whistle Stop Sure Shot Tap House, Dickman Electrical Supply, Spankins Motorsports. Number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon. And from Moore, California, the Dawson Maldine Construction, Burmeister Trophy, Triple X Chassis Level Utilities. Number 16, Gage Garcia. Gage Garcia in the 16, Brady Bacon in the 21H. Brady Bacon, a 4th place run earlier this year with high limit at the Grandview Speedway's best in 2026 with the series. Lap 1 is going to be 15th fast, a 13.729, 13729. Gage Garcia, 17th on his opening lap, 13.958, 13.958. Bacon drops it down low in 3 and 4. Lap number 2, he will improve to 13th, a 13.522, 13522. And for Garcia, right behind Bacon to a 13.664. Those two drivers, 13th and 14th of the 18 cars in Flight B of Capital Custom Trailer qualifying.
Next up, back in the family-owned number 32 out of Findlay, Ohio, the Truck Works of Ohio, J. Badger HVAC. L&L Land Solutions, High Performance Lubricants, number 32, that is Bryce Lucius. Bryce Lucius in the number 32. And in the family-owned number 3J out of Worcester, Ohio, in the Viviso, Smithville Manufacturing, Holmes Cheese, Burgett Insurance, Joyride Transportation, 3J, that is Trey Jacobs. Trey Jacobs in the 3J. Bryce Lucius was racing a lot in Pennsylvania here in the last month. And the Mike Hefner Racing, now back behind the wheel of the family, number 32. Trey Jacobs opening lap good for 13th quick. Bryce Lucius 11th quick. Bryce Lucius will stay 11th quick. And Trey Jacobs will be 13th quick.
That should leave us with 2 more cars left to qualify. We don't see Cody Brewer over there in the staging lane. And here come your final 2 from St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart Curb Union Racing, Car Crush, Sugar Bee Apple, Swan Island Sheet Metal Waste Connections. Number 24, it is Rico Abreu. And joining him from Fremont, Ohio, the Level Utilities, John Wright's Custom Chrome, MAK Salon, number X, letter X, Mike Keegan. Mike Keegan in the X, Rico Abreu in the 24. Abreu, the current series point leader with 11 top 5s and 19 top 10s. 4 Highland wins on the year so far for him. Lap 1, he'll be 13th fast, a 13.402, 13.402. Mike Keegan's opening lap time is 21st, a 13.893, 13893 for the 360 sprint car track record holder here in Fremont. Lap 2, Rico into the top 5, 13.099, 13.099. Mike Keegan 14th fast on lap number 2 to a 13.418, 13.418. And I believe that is going to wrap things up for Capital Custom Trailer qualifying. So it looks like Caleb Henry will be your fastest driver in Flight B, a 12:754, followed by Kerry Madsen, Kyle Larson, Zane DeVault, and Rico Abreu. But the fastest driver overall tonight, it is Giovanni Scelzi. Scelzi's lap time comes in at a 12:460. And that is the second quick time of the year for him and that Spire Motorsports Chili's number 77. Gia was fastest overall on Flight A over Jai Corbett, Justin Peck, Brent Marks, and Brenham Crouch. So definitely going to have some interesting heat race lineups later on, and maybe get some interesting characters in that dash later on as well. As you saw, Scelzi absolutely blast the cushion down there in 3 and 4. Track in fantastic shape. Drivers and teams getting ready for heat race action, which is going to be taking place here not too long from now. Don't forget about our Fan Fest that is going on right now at the T-shirt trailers located outside of turn number 4. If you would like to meet your favorite driver, get a picture, get an autograph, you could do that right now for about the next 15 to 20 minutes at the T-shirt trailers behind turn number 4. It is the Highland Racing Fan Fest. Go take advantage of that. We'll take a break here on Flow and come back with more.
I'm Giovanni Scelzi. You're watching Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Who's it gonna be? Evan Dempsey steals it here tonight.
Mom! Stop at the bathroom. It's gonna be a long drive.
Hi! What? Don't let the brood spoil your mood. I got you covered. Silence is golden. Let's get rich.
Wait, what does that do? How are you so wonderful?
Actually, I'm Mr. Dependable. And like Interstate Batteries, I'm outrageously
Is
dependable.
there a Mrs. Dependable?
DMI is a leading manufacturer of steering, suspension, and driveline components of the sprint car industry. The line of Bulldog quick change rears featured unmatched reliability, innovation, and strength. DMI T-Rex torsion bars are the choice of the sport's top professionals who demand consistency and performance. DMI Bulldog components are proudly made in the USA in our Lancaster, Pennsylvania manufacturing facility. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI racing components and Bulldog quick change rears.
The new Dirt Draft app. Faster, sharper, built to win. New lock windows and predictive contests. More ways to play, more ways to win. Lock in your drivers. Watch the action and become a fantasy champion. Every lap, every restart, every last lap slide job that moves you up the leaderboard. The green flag just dropped on the all-new Dirt Draft. Download it now at dirtdraft.com. Draft your team and get
6 feet, 7 feet.
What do we measure?
What do you measure?
Well,
You're gonna have me pulse to your car number.
oh,
Tell me when to stop.
okay.
Tape measure.
What do you measure with a tape measure?
Well, I would say ride heights would be the most specific answer with that.
77 inches, okay.
So you sit there.
Okay.
Stop.
Have you ever measured your car number?
No.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
18. Undercut it pretty big. Pull it back up. Hold that. Damn, that's a lot longer than I realized.
Well, I tried to stop it. Go back, back. Okay. Right there. Nope, 35. That's a shame.
What are you?
83. That's pretty close.
Oh,
I got Dason first name Chase Randall.
I got nothing. Is it broken? Oh, hey, undo it. Hey, that's on 77.
Good stuff from Media Day and good stuff down at FanFest as well. We're here at the Hollywood Casino High Stakes Showdown at the Fremont Speedway in Ohio. As you're looking at that FanFest going on, if you'd like to meet your favorite driver, they are at their t-shirt trailers right now, signing autographs, taking pictures, and selling some merchandise along the way as well. Here's a look at the current point standings with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. After 23 races in the books, it is Rico Abreu with the point lead, 29 over Aaron Reitzel. Reitzel, however, has the most wins on the year, with 7 of those. Giovanni Selzy, who was your quick time qualifier tonight, 69 points back in the 3rd spot. Still looking for that first win of 2026. Tanner Thorson started off hot, has cooled off here recently. He's back in 4th at -149 with 2 wins on the year. And Tyler Courtney has caught up to him, just 9 behind Thorson for 4th. He sits in the 5th spot. Justin Peck is in 6th, then Brent Marks in 7th, who has been on the charge here. Marks, when it comes to high limit, has probably been the most consistent driver over the last 10 races or so. Kerry Madsen is 8th, Tanner Holmes is 9th, and Dason Pursley is sitting in the 10th spot. Now, tonight is a Roto-Rooter Midweek Series race, and look who leads the points in that. It is Brent Marks. He has 5 top 5 finishes in the 9, make that the 8 races we've ran so far this year. During the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series, Marks with the point lead, 3 points back to Rico, then 18 points, back to Reitzel, 19 to Selzy, and 26 back to Tyler Courtney. Justin Peck, Tanner Thorson, Kerry Madsen, Brenham Crouch, and then Kyle Larson, who is not running the series full-time, is actually 10th in points with 3 wins on the year and 4 top 5s and 10 top 10s as well. So that is the points leaders. Brent Marks, that was kind of a surprise to see that he is leading the midweek series, but really it kind of makes sense because he got hot during that really busy stretch last month, and almost all those races were during the midweek series. And so Marks, I talked about it a minute ago, he has been rolling here recently. 5 second-place finishes this year in high-limit competition. During our break, though, he did get a win at the Dirt Cup, a big win over there on a prelim night. Also got a World of Outlaws win at the Knoxville Raceway. And so Marks appears to be heading in the right direction in that 19 car here so far in 2026. And obviously, he's getting hot at the right time. Kings Royal coming up, Knoxville Nationals next month. There is a lot to look forward to as a sprint car fan, driver, and yeah, if you like sprint car racing, this is a good time to be involved and be paying attention to it, whether it's on FloRacing or whatever it is. You need to be paying attention closely to what is going on over the next month or so. We're going to take a break here on Flo. When we come back, we're going to be a little bit closer to opening ceremonies here at the Fremont Speedway. It is the Hollywood Casino High Stakes Showdown here in Fremont Speedway. Let's go racing off at turn number 4. We are green. Rocking and rolling into turn 1 at Fremont Speedway, and Cole Macito's going to jump out with the early race lead. They are side by side for second, rolling into turn number 3. Brad Sweet underneath the Dason Pursley, trying to go almost 3 wide for the lead off at turn number 4, but Cole Macito will lead lap number 1. Macito leads lap 1. Dason Pursley now separates himself. Now he doesn't. Brad Sweet off the bottom, pulls up next to the Boot Motorsports number 13, and Brad Sweet will edge ahead with second into turn number 3. Kyle Larson and Tyler Courtney side by side rolling into turn 1 with the 13 of Dason Pursley right in front of him. Tyler Courtney, although I'm telling you, all night long in turn 2, there has been some serious grip down there if you can keep the car pinned by the tires. Kyle Larson to the inside of Dason Pursley, racing for third into turn number 1. Kyle Larson slides up the racetrack in front of the Boot Motorsports number 13. Move Larson up to third now. Tyler Courtney, the next in line to challenge that Avanti Windows and Doors number 13. Up front, though, it's all about Cole Macito. 28 laps to go. He is 28 laps away from his first career winged National Sprint Car Series victory here tonight. Cole Macito's gotten by the number 9 of Casey Kane as Brad Sweet's now in his hip pocket as they work off of turn number 4. This time by 23 laps to go for Macito. Look out right in front of Brad Sweet. Corey Day somehow held onto the race car right there. What an incredible save from Corey Day, but it almost collected Brad Sweet. Sweet loses some ground to Macito as they work back to the cushion in turns 3 and 4. The lap traffic is scattered all the way across the racetrack right in front of your race leader. Macito now in behind Chris Andrews. Brad Sweet trying to get by his car owner and teammate Casey Kane down the back straightaway. Looks like the bottom in 1 and 2, top in 3 and 4 is the lane preferred by your race leader as he closes in now on the 09 of Craig Mintz. Macito's gone by the 15C of Chris Andrews. Brad Sweet on the cushion in turn 2. Here comes Kyle Larson. Larson's got second down the back straightaway. Kyle Larson now up to second, made the move on the bottom by Brad Sweet in turn number 2. He now begins to pursue the number 2C of Cole Macito.
Larson took about a whole second off of that here in the last 2 laps. He's coming strong.
He is. Kyle Larson certainly closing the gap on Cole Macito. Macito has now went to the low side in turns 3 and 4. Kyle Larson around the top. You got a battle for the lead down the front straightaway. Cole Macito now goes to the bottom in turn 1. He's got to get back to the top in 3 and 4. I don't think he knows that, though, as Larson made a ton of hay on that side of the racetrack the last time by. Macito now plugs the right rear end of the cushion on the back bumper of Justin Peck, Trey Jacobs, and the number 5 of Brenham Crouch going into turn 1. Cole Macito around the bottom. Here comes Kyle Larson trying to work the middle. Back behind, don't even worry about the third place car. Brad Sweet nowhere near your top 2. Car off the pace in turn 3. Trey Jacobs might be able to get to the infield. We stay green for now. And a caution comes out. Cone is out on the front stretch. We're coming back to the green flag. Single file restart. Casey Jedrzejczyk does have a flat left rear as we come back to green. Cole Macito goes low. Kyle Larson through the middle. Gets to the cushion on the exit of turn number 2. Macito pulls away down the back straightaway. This time by. Going to have 9 laps to go. Macito's in the right line in turns 3 and 4. The top in 3 and 4. Bottom in 1 and 2. If he can run that, he might be able to hang on for the win here tonight. Kyle Larson misses the bottom a little bit on entry right there. Cole Macito pulls away down the back stretch by 10 car lengths. And the traffic will play a factor in this one. This time by 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go. Make that 5 laps to go for Cole Macito up front. Can he hang on? The traffic will certainly be the deciding factor in this one. Larson over the cushion. Larson with a mistake. They're side by side for second now. Brad Sweet trying to take second away across the line. And that is exactly what Cole Macito wants to see. 4 laps to go in what would be a storybook win. Can he hang on? 3 more to go as he gets into the thick lap traffic. On the back bumper of Casey Jedrzejczyk. Kyle Larson, 2 seconds behind the last time by. Macito gets to the cushion in turn number 3. Rides it around turns 3 and 4. Makes his way by Casey Jedrzejczyk. Jedrzejczyk down the front stretch is slow, but he should get to the infield. We will stay green. The white flag is set to come this time by Cole Macito. Can he hang on for 1 more lap at Fremont Speedway? 1 lap to go. Macito with a 2-second lead over Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet, and Tyler Courtney. Down the back straightaway. For the first time in his career, a National Touring Wing Sprint Car winner, Cole Macito wins at Fremont Speedway. And he flips after the line, upside down in a huge way after the line. Macedo hit the right rear of Chris Andrews across the line. He flips and wins. Checkered has waved. Cole Macedo has won this race. The first national sprint car win of his career. Kyle Larson, Tyler Courtney, Brad Sweet, and Brent Marks the top 5. Dason Persley, Rico Abreu, Joel Myers, Tanner Thorson, and Danny Dietrich in the top 10. And there he is. He's out of the car.
I don't think we're ever getting an opportunity to do one of these, at least not for a while. Cole Macedo, you're a national 410 wing sprint car winner. What happened?
And Chris, I think it was Chris Andrews there, just stomped on the brakes there after the check. I honestly didn't know it was the checkered. I thought I lost that race just now, but yeah, he stomped on the brakes and I ran right over his right rear. Just so dumb, man. But man, we won a fucking national race, dude. How about that? In front of Fremont, where I grew up and had so much success, and here, and man, this is freaking awesome. I'm gonna finish my interview over there. I'm making sure to get that one.
Yeah, you definitely will see you in Whiskey Myers victory lane. Fremont Speedway, he can still hear you. Cole Macedo's your winner.
Wow. Chris Andrews was the car right in front, right there. And I mean, that was an aggressive crash down there in the first corner. But we mentioned the race is official. As you see Macedo going into turn 1, at least 3 or 4 barrel rolls there. A race that we certainly will not forget anytime soon. 1 year ago here at Fremont Speedway. Tonight we are back. It is the Hollywood Casino High Stakes Showdown. Chase Rodman, Brian Lisky up here in the booth. And Brian, that race, that brought back some memories there. And, you know, the one thing I noticed from that highlight reel was just how excited the crowd was, man. They really got into that win last year for Cole Macedo. That was awesome.
Well, as he's pointed out, he grew up here. Lived out Linderville. Him and his brother. I can remember writing a press release when Carson came and drove for Craig Mintz and kind of got his feet wet here in the Midwest. Cole comes out here, does the same thing. Now their cousin, Gage Garcia, is doing the same thing in the Burmeister car.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a long time coming for Cole up to that point last year. He's still looking for that first Outlaw win, of course, but that was a very special one for him. Certainly probably at the top of his list when it comes to his victories behind the wheel of a 410 sprint car. We'll take a break here on Flow. We are getting very close to opening ceremonies, and then that means we're getting close to heat race action as well. Do not go anywhere. Actually, go get yourself something to drink, get yourself a snack, then come back and be ready for heat races right after this here on Flow Racing.
I'm Justin Peck, and you're watching Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing on FloRacing.
Go harder, faster, stronger with Rod End Supply. Whether you are running industrial, farming equipment, or a race car, Rod End Supply has the assortment of rod ends, radius rods, and specialty products that will help you lead the field in performance. Our superior design means our rod ends last longer and perform better, giving you the edge on the track and saving you money. Contact Rod End Supply or order online today at rodendsupply.com. We don't just sell them, we race them. rodendsupply.com. Serving the racing community for over 30 years.
Allgaier Performance is your one-stop shop for all your parts, tires, shocks, and fabrication needs. From drag strips to your local dirt track and asphalt tracks, Allgaier Performance can get what you need on track and into victory lane. Allgaier Performance is now the Midwest dealer for Longhorn chassis, complete with cars and genuine Longhorn parts and components. Stop by our locations in Springfield, Illinois, or Brownsburg, Indiana, or visit online at allgaierperformance.com.
Capital Custom Trailers and Coaches is a premier dealer for Renegade, Showhauler, Newmar, and Intech trailers. See for yourself why more racers come to Capital for all their transport needs. If you're in the market for a toter home, motor coach, or trailer, trust the people that are in the pits with you and support the sport. Check out our complete lineup at CapitalRenegade.com.
Get a degree that puts you in the garage, the front office, and the spotlight with a motorsports marketing degree from the University of Northwestern Ohio.
I'm big on understanding the business side of motorsports, and UNOH is equipping people to do that.
From internships to real-world experience, social media and PR, to sponsorships and race day operations, this is the business behind the action.
You can promote races, you can get to know the drivers, you can even do marketing for a driver.
The starting line is waiting for you at UNOH.
Hi!
What are you doing?
Revving up this road trip.
Did someone say road trip?
I'm Mr. Dependable, and like Interstate Batteries, I'm outrageously dependable.
I think there's something wrong with the toilet. Call Roto-Rooter.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whoa. And you guys are fast. Thanks, guys.
What was that?
It is the Hollywood Casino high-stakes showdown here at the Fremont Speedway. Chase Rodman, Brian Lisguy, and Tony Laporta here on the FloRacing broadcast. Brian, you've got something you got to mention here, right?
Just the 50-50. I want to give a shameless plug to our Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame. If you haven't been in there, please go in and look. Some great memorabilia in there. This track's celebrating its 75th anniversary this year, and great memorabilia. The 50-50 benefiting the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame, so get those 50-50 tickets, please.
And we will announce that winner later on tonight. And also, don't forget, one of you lucky fans here tonight could be the Durst Dice Rolling fan. Make sure to pay attention to your phone tonight. And if you get a text from somebody that says they are from High Limit Racing, do not discard that as scam. More than likely, that is a real text message. And with that, let's go down to our real pit reporter, Tony Laporta. Tony, take it away.
Yes, Chase, thank you. I am, in fact, the real pit reporter here at Interstate Batteries.
The real one.
Yeah, the real one. I know when you text people, sometimes they do think it's a scam because they're thinking, no way, the real Chase Rodman is texting me. But yes, fans, if you do get a text about being the Durst Dice Roller, do not ignore that. You have the chance to win some very real money. See what I did there, Chase? That's called a tie-in. So we're getting ready to go with opening ceremonies down here. But before we do, it's a great-looking crowd here tonight at Fremont Speedway. Folks, let me know, are you having any fun up there so far tonight? It is an awesome crowd, just like it was here 1 year ago to the Hollywood Casino high-limit, high-stakes showdown at Fremont Speedway. As we kick off opening ceremonies, let me introduce you to this year's Fremont Speedway royalty. Fans, please give a welcome to Queen Autumn Sanchez. She's joined by first runner-up Iris Burmeister, Junior Miss McKenna Crispin, and Little Miss Mossy Kaiken. Folks, how about one more big round of applause for the Fremont Speedway royalty. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. We kick things off now as we have another round of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series on tap. Joey Adkins is here from Roto-Rooter. He's an office manager with a local Roto-Rooter office. And Joey, first of all, are you having any fun here tonight with Interstate Batteries High Limit?
Oh, I'm just thrilled to be here right now. I'm ready to watch some good racing.
Well, you picked a great night and a great place to come and do that. Fremont Speedway always puts on great racing. So I think it's a little funny, but sometimes we get fans come up and ask us, Roto-Rooter, involved with racing, what exactly does Roto-Rooter do? How are they involved? Don't get too in the weeds. You don't have to get too technical, but what are the basic services that Roto-Rooter provides to customers?
We provide cabling, jetting, sewer clean and service, and also regular drain lines too. So if you have catch basins down here, we'll clean those out and get the whole line flowing and the track racing again. You know what I mean?
I like that. So it's not just bathrooms. I feel like the saying is Roto-Rooter, we do that, isn't it? It's like, yeah, we do that or something?
We do, but there's also other stuff that we can do too. Digging, repairing, replacing lines and such. We'll take care of y'all, you know what I mean?
I like that. Roto-Rooter, they will take care of y'all. That should be the new slogan. Joey, who are you pulling for? I see an autograph scribbled on your shirt. That's not Chase Rodman's signature, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's Kyle Larson's. I think that he's going to be our top contender tonight, but don't put down Caleb Henry and Cap Henry too. Y'all will be watching him.
You might have a job as an analyst in this sport. You want to stick around?
Maybe not tonight.
I heard you're having a good time up in the grandstands. Joey, thanks so much for being here. And as always, thanks to everybody at Roto-Rooter for their involvement in the sport. Have a great night.
All right, appreciate it. Good luck.
Hey, let's give a big round of applause to everybody at Roto-Rooter for their continued support of Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing. Another exciting night of the Roto-Rooter Midweek Series ready to unfold here at Fremont Speedway. At this time, opening ceremony set to officially begin. So I ask all of you who are here in attendance, if you are able at this time to please rise as we welcome from Racers for Christ, Series Chaplain Lori Cutter, as she leads us in tonight's invocation.
Sweet Jesus, as we begin the second half of the season, we thank you for every blessing you've poured out along the way. We are grateful for our loyal fans in the stands and those watching on Flow, whose passion brings us together because of what you accomplished on the cross at Calvary, and for your equipping us and our armed forces. We gather in freedom with hope, joy, and grateful hearts. Lord, bring your protection over this entire facility, discernment in the seat, wisdom in the pits, calm in the tower, and speed in every rescue. Remind us that every talent, every victory, and every good gift comes from you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Thank you, Lori. Fans, we ask that you please remain standing as we welcome Carrie Ann and Kendra Smith as they will ride horseback with our nation's colors. And we ask that you please give a warm welcome as she is here to honor America with the live performance of tonight's national anthem, Fremont Speedway. Please welcome Morgan Blonde.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Fremont Speedway, how about it one more time for Morgan Blonde? All right, Fremont, talk to me. Are you ready to go sprint car racing? Good, because that's what we came here to do. It's time for some Roto-Rooter midweek Monday night racing. It's time for the Hollywood Casino Toledo high limit, high stakes showdown, and that means it's time to get all charged up with Interstate Batteries High Limit Racing.
Last row out of East Grand Forks, Minnesota, in the Pro C, JW Repair, Ekman Dental Arts, Phil Thompson and Associates, G5, that is Gage Polk, Quebec. And on the tail, out of Fremont, Ohio, driving that Barnes Nursery, Robin Lynette Butts, Kistler Engines, Ryan French Racing, number 12, it's Jamie Miller.
Heat race number 1, brought to you by TJ Forged Wheels, who only builds forged aluminum wheels using proprietary tooling and exclusive manufacturing processes that clearly elevate their wheels above the competition. Product quality, product safety, and exceptional customer service is what they do. They lead where others follow. Don't settle for close enough. That is TJ Forged. Each heat race tonight, 8 laps in distance. The top 5 finishers will move on to the A main. The rest will go to either the B main or the C main. And there will be 2 cars in each heat race that go to the dash. The fastest qualifier qualifier to transfer and the heat race winner. And so keep an eye. The fastest qualifier in each heat race is relegated to the 4th starting spot. And in this one, it is Giovanni Selzi in the 77. Heat race number 2 will be the 25 of Jai Corbett. Heat race 3, the 101 of Caleb Henry. And heat race number 4, the 55 of Kerry Madsen. Those are the 4 drivers to keep an eye on. As long as they stay in the top 5, they will go straight to the dash with the heat race winner each and every time. 8 laps once again. And with 47 cars, mentioned a C main on tap. So definitely want to try and be in the first couple of cars just outside the transfer if you can. 2 drivers making their high limit debut in this heat race with Aiden Price and the 12 of Jamie Miller. Going to roll off on the back 2 rows there. Pace trucks into the infield. Justin Peck and Brenham Crouch going to lead the field to the green at this time by Chalk Stripe. In turn number 4 is where the UNOH starting zone begins. Off of turn number 4. The Hollywood Casino Toledo High Stakes Showdown is green here at Fremont.
Justin Peck down to the inside, but he won't get the lead. Look at the 87 of Aaron Reitzel on the bottom of the racetrack.
Wow, Reitzel from 3rd to the lead into turns 3 and 4. Brenham Crouch back to the inside. Crouch is actually going to lead lap number 1. Car off the pace, and we are going yellow. It is Cole Macedo, and a problem as well for Nate Dussel on the front stretch, yellow. And that is not what Aaron Reitzel was hoping to see. He got a great drive off the bottom of turn 2 there, Brian, when Crouch and Peck were fighting for the cushion in turn 2 on that opening corner.
Now, he's got 4 wins here in his driving career at the Fremont Speedway, so he knows how to get around this, including the big 75th anniversary 20,000 to win show just a month ago. So he knows how to get around the 1/3 mile track that Action built.
So problem for Cole Macedo. He draws the caution. Nate Dussel also a problem in that machine as he goes to the infield, but Macedo, the defending Fremont Speedway winner, is going to have to go to the tail here. Also ran earlier this year here at Fremont on May 12th at the All-Stars, had a 3rd place run in that one. A couple of really good runs this year with the Outlaws. 3rd place at both 81 Speedway and Jacksonville Speedway, as Cole currently sits 8th in the Outlaw point standings.
Benefiting from that 312 of Cole Macedo stopping is the 33W Cap Henry. We looked at these heat races, and boy, we thought he dug himself a deep hole rolling off 8th in this first heat, but he is just 1 spot out of a transfer spot right now.
So he did get a lap completed there, and so that is big for Brenham Crouch. He is going to be out there all by himself on the point as we come back to the green flag in TJ Ford's heat race number 1. Crouch going to try and get away from Aaron Reitzel. Reitzel needs to win this heat race if he wants to be in the dash, as Gio Selzi is challenged on the outside by James McFadden. Justin Peck around the outside gets back by Reitzel for the 2nd spot.
Brenham Crouch out front of this one. Justin Peck in 2nd. Aaron Reitzel 3rd. Giovanni Selzi is trying to hold off the 21 of James McFadden. Here comes Cap Henry, though. Big run off the high side of turn 2. He's going to go up to the cushion in 3 and 4 to the outside of McFadden for that final transfer spot.
We got a battle for the final transfer and a battle for the race lead as well. Brenham Crouch on the bottom. Around the outside comes Justin Peck. Pulls up to the back bumper of the number 5 car. Now Crouch switches the lineup right in front of Peck. Goes to the top. Peck to the inside. Side by side for the race lead down the front straightaway.
Cross flags halfway home in heat race number 1, and we got a dandy up front. Here comes Peck to the outside of Crouch. Side by side, wing to wing down the backstretch.
Justin Peck now to the top spot in turns number 3 and 4. Yellow car off the track. I think that's Aiden Price, and the caution comes out. So a yellow coming out, presented by Driven Racing Oil, for the youngster out of Huntersville, North Carolina, Aiden Price, who ran last year with Mark Daly on the All-Star Tour. And here's a look at the replay. Going to be left side of your screen here at the back of the field, and Price just gets over the edge of the bank, and we've already seen that a few times tonight, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. Did you get to see the YouTube thing that his dad posted about what he does?
I clicked on it earlier today, actually, and I didn't have enough time to watch it, but I really want to because it looks interesting.
He does simulator stuff for Formula One teams, for General Motors, for Cadillac. It's really interesting. He's got quite the setup, but he does a lot of the race simulator stuff for those, so the team gets a lot of great feedback from him.
Yeah, that's definitely definitely interesting. And, Aiden Price, really not too much 410 experience. I mentioned that run last year with the All-Stars with Mark Daly. That was really, he jumped in head first into the 410 game. I want to say his second ever start was against the All-Stars. And now this year, he's vastly improved. He's got a win at Butler. That came this last weekend on Saturday night. And then, Brian, how about that run at Attica? Was it at Attica this year where he's leading laps?
He led the first 3 quarters of he's only 16 years old, too. That's the interesting part.
It was a race that was $20,000 to win, and Reitzel ended up winning it. But Aiden Price led a lot of that race. It was a very impressive run for him. Unfortunately, he's now off the track. And this heat race is going to come to an end for the youngster out of North Carolina. Brenham Crouch, with that caution, he's going to get the lead back. So a big break then for the CJB Motorsports car. Justin Peck second, Aaron Reitzel third, Giovanni Scelzi fourth, and James McFadden in fifth. As we're at the halfway point of this heat race, the green flag waves are back underway.
Good restart for Brenham Crouch. Peck going to go take a look down to the inside. Reitzel comfortably in third. Here comes McFadden. And look at Danny Sams to the inside of Cap Henry. Oh, they touch wheels in turns 3 and 4.
Danny Sams and Cap Henry got together. Cap gets passed by the 12 of Jamie Miller. Now Henry back to the inside. Looks like Miller's going to hold him off, though. Cap gets around the bottom mantle for the race lead up front, though. Crouch and Peck are side by side once again. Peck bangs off the cushion in 3 and 4. He'll take the race lead away down the front straight away.
Justin Peck got a lot of laps at Fremont Speedway in his All-Star Circuit of Champions years, and he is out front of Brennan Crouch. Aaron Reitzel in that third spot. Giovanni Scelzi fourth. McFadden holding on to the fifth and final transfer spot as the white flag goes in the air.
It is elbows up here in heat race competition at Fremont Speedway, and Justin Peck has the race lead. Back behind, it's Crouch, Reitzel, Scelzi, and McFadden. They come off of turn number 4 to complete the opening heat race. The checkered is out. Justin Peck gets the win. Brenham Crouch second, Aaron Reitzel third, Giovanni Scelzi fourth, and James McFadden hangs on to fifth. Your results from TJ Ford's heat race number 1. They are hitting each other on the back straightaway. Cap Henry and Danny Sams not happy with each other. Now Cap's got a flat left rear.
He drove into the side of Danny Sams on the back stretch.
We saw the squeeze job on the back straightaway between Sams and Cap there about midway through that race. Here's a look at the replay between those two. Danny Sams, you saw the front end come off the ground, and Cap was out there. Here's another look at it. Danny Sams does a wheelie there, and Cap was outside, got into the side of him, and then Cap showing his displeasure under yellow after the race. Here's a look at that right here. Cap comes across, or is it left rear? The left rear is already flat there.
Yeah, it happened right on the back stretch back there.
Justin Peck is the heat race winner. There was a lot of chaos behind him there, Tony, but he's going to be in a part of tonight's dash.
Big Peck energy. We got people running into each other after the checkered flag. You qualified 11th, which I'm guessing means you weren't too happy with your car in time trials. You start up front, you finish up front. Tell me about the pass around the outside of Brenham Crouch in turns 3 and 4 to get the lead.
Yeah, I don't know. The leader sets the pace, but that goes out the window for whatever reason. It seems like, and with our deal for, I don't know, but our car's really good. I'm really happy with the way this thing's handled. I feel like I kind of drive across the slick, but I could run through the dirty stuff down there in 3 and 4 also. So, yeah, Brandon and A-Rod and Travis have been working hard, man. We've changed a lot of stuff on our race cars these last month and a half, 2 months, and it's kind of coming to fruition. I feel really good on these bull rings, and hopefully we can pick up some momentum and take this Skagit Speedway 26 to the front.
That's Justin Peck in the Routine Racing number 26. Guys, remember, we got to see Justin Peck run really well in both the 360 and the 410 at Central Arizona Raceway in Casa Grande. From one Arizonian, J.J. Haley, to another, a big happy birthday to Jerry Petty. He's a great friend of High Limit Racing, and he's doing a lot of great things to continue to regrow sprint car racing in the desert.
Always love catching up with Jerry Petty as we now roll on to heat race number 2. Here is a look at the lineup in DMI Race Components heat race number 2. On the pole from Myerstown, Pennsylvania, the McGrewbid.com, Baps Paint, like K&L Utilities, Livewire Customs number 19, it's Brent Marks. And outside event from Gibsonburg, Ohio, the Real Geese Gill Construction, American Legion of Bettsville, Ohio, Grand Decker Construction, number 09, Craig Mintz.
We're on number 2 to the inside, out of Waco, Texas, in the Bushes Chicken, Two Worlds Equestrian, Kaiser Wheels, Outlaw Wings, Smith Titanium 9R, it's the quickest chicken, Chase Randall. And rolling off to his side, in car number 25, out of Jimby, Queensland, Australia, in the Corbett's Group, Precision Well Services, Ike's Performance number 25, Jai Corbett.
The 5th starter is from Fairland, Indiana. It's the Rudzik Excavating, Centerline Boring, Smith Titanium, FK Roddens, number 49X, Cale Thomas. Madison, who is outside from Adrian, Michigan. Driving the 11N, it's Darren Knight of the Cherries Outdoor World L&M Properties Poor Racing Level Utilities entry.
Row number 4 to the inside out of Raymond, Washington. The Canton Erector Sterrett Services. Ron Jacobs Trucking Premier Pallets. Number 45, it's Devin Borden. And to his outside, in-car number 13 out of Jacksonville, Oregon. In the Jogo Superfoods. Pella Avanti Windows and Doors. Big Spring Car Wash. Water Treatment by Design. Juniata Concrete. Number 13, it's Tanner Holmes.
Starting 9th from Sandusky, Ohio. The Real American Beer Ohio Truck Sales. Erie Waste. Whiteford Kenworth. Number 15, see it, Chris Anders. And to his right, from Helena, Ohio. The Story Equipment. Gary Holland Trucking. Pit Stop Convenience, Black Swamp Heating, number 35 of Stuart Brubaker.
And your last row to the inside out of Plano, Texas. Driving the Vans, Cast Stone, Crown Battery, Fremont Fence, Superior Tank, and Trailer number 19. It's TJ Michael. And on the tail out of Fremont, Ohio, on the Tony Elliott Foundation level, Engines, Kistler Racing Products, 75. It's Jerry Doms.
TJ Michael pulled off the track in turn 2, then pulled back onto the racetrack on the back straightaway. And so Michael may have taken a quick trip over to the work area there to get some work done. He's already at the tail end of the field, so really nothing to lose there for the 19M. This heat race presented by DMI Racing Components, which are built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning racers. Located in the heart of Central PA, you can find us every week participating in the sport we love. You race, we race, let's race together. It is DMI Racing Components. Lights are out on the pace trucks. 12 starters, but only 5 going to the feature, with 2 going to the dash. Keep a close eye on the 25 of Jai Corbett. Got to stay in the top 5 to be a part of that dash here this evening. Brent Marks, Craig Mintz to the chalk stripe, and we're underway in heat race number 2.
Little bumping and banging there in row 2 and 3. No harm, no fouls. Brent Marks gets the lead down the backstretch from Craig Mintz. Here comes that 25 of Jai Corbett into the 3rd spot.
Darren Knight is up to his positions already as well. Now we're going upside down in turn 3. Red is out for the 35 of Stuart Brubaker. Stuart Brubaker with a little bit of a barrel roll down there in turn number 3. Got the car sideways, was spinning backwards, and then the left side tires dug in and he went over. And so Brubaker, one of the nicest guys I've met here in the pit area at Fremont Speedway. Always love catching up with him. Unfortunately, his heat race has come to a quick close. Start in the 10th position here in this one. Here's a look at the replay from our infield shot. Spins it around, left sides dig in, and he goes over for a little Tommy tip over there for Stuart Brubaker.
Just about $1,000 in damage to a top wing.
Yeah, him and TJ Michael were racing close there. Wasn't able to tell if there was any contact between those two. But the red flag is out. All cars stop. As your leader was the 19 of Brent Marks. We did not get a lap completed, however. And so it will be a complete restart here. Marks and Mintz, those two were very close to each other coming off the second corner.
Chase, I got to imagine Jai Corbett, being an Australian, racing on the tracks in Australia. Fremont Speedway is probably a little bit like some of those tracks he competes at.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I think a lot of tracks, there's really not that many big racetracks in Australia. From what I've been told, I would say Perth Motorplex, the one that we go to in December, is one of the bigger tracks they have in Australia, but most of them are small. Now, I don't know who did this. Tony, are you messing with me? There's a happy birthday sign in the infield, and it just had my name on it. Was that you?
Chase, this is going to come as a shocker to you, but I think there are more people here than just you with the name Chase.
No, it says Chase Rodman. It literally says Chase. Look at it, Tony.
Oh, really?
It's right above your head right now.
Really, truthfully.
I'm dead serious. Keep watching
Happy birthday. That's not
Rick
your name.
Eggert.
Rick Eggert. Chase
There,
Rodman.
Who was that?
Is that is today your birthday?
No, it's not.
No, that's a Ross Paulson thing.
Oh, interesting. The fake happy birthday prank, that old classic gag. It rears its head once again. I think Tyler McKim might have a replay of that start of heat race number 2 queued up. Look at this, guys. Chase Randall was looking at me down here in the infield when Jai Corbett and him went for the same piece of real estate. And, Jai Corbett, I think, is just trying to get everything he can right there. I don't necessarily believe it was with malicious intent to wipe out the quickest chicken, the beloved son of Waco, Texas. But look how yawed out Randall gets there at slow speed. And I swear I could see his eyes. And they were looking as big as someone who's about to enjoy a meal at Bush's Chicken. But Chase Randall did a great job saving that race car. It's hectic on these starts down here.
Tony, I hate to break it to you, but now it's your birthday on the board. I just saw your name come across the screen. So
wow. So whoever's operating this big screen is obviously bought off pretty for pretty not a lot of money. It's Rich Farmer's birthday. It's a real who's who of birthdays up there right now.
Wow, this is crazy. So a lot of people share the same birthday. What is today? July 13th is Tony Laporte, 21.
21, yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Is that how old it said I am?
That's what it said, yeah.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, 21. Let's go with that.
Okay, perfect. Well, cars are refired. The red flag conditions have been waved off, and now we're back to yellow. HinderCars.com pace truck is pacing around. We're going green the next time by. Complete restart here in heat race number 2. Brent Marks alongside of Craig Mintz. Row number 2, Chase Randall and Jai Corbett. And then you've got Cale Thomas and Darren Nida in row number 3. Fourth row consists of Devin Borden and Tanner Holmes. Chris Andrews and TJ Michael in row number 5. And Jerry Doms out back as Stuart Brubaker's 35 car has been towed back to the trailer. So we will go with 11 cars, looking for 5 transfer spots. Chalk stripe in turn number 4, the UNOH starting zone, and the field is green here, heat race number 2.
Brent Marks with a really good start again. Jai Corbett, though, right on the bottom of the racetrack, challenges Craig Mintz for that second spot as they go side by side down the backstretch.
Corbett looks good here tonight in his Fremont Speedway debut. Going to make the pass almost. Not going to do it off of turn number 4. Craig Mintz back around the outside maintains that second spot as Darren Nida has gotten by the 49X of Cale Thomas into the transfer spot. Now Tanner Holmes, a slider on Thomas, can't get there in time. Around the outside, Thomas maintains 6th. Now Holmes, a big move to the inside. Oh, they get together. Cale Thomas upside down in a big way. Wow. A huge impact into the catch fence and the styrofoam walls for last year's car owner champion with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. And Cale Thomas in a precarious position on top of the foam walls after contact with Tanner Holmes racing for the 6th position. Holmes had started 8th. Thomas had started 5th.
Started the year out great, too. Got a win at Attica, got a win here at Fremont. His 4th career win at the track that Action built.
Cale Thomas with a really good run with high limit earlier this year at the Kokomo Speedway. Ended up in the 7th spot. Driving that car with Kevin Osmolski wrenching on it as he's got a lot of experience doing this type of thing as a crew chief. It sounds like the driver is okay in turn number 3 and 4. Cale Thomas reported okay. In the Rudzik Excavating 49X, here is a look on the scene from our FloRacing mobile camera. And wow, here's a look at the replay, Brian. And these two going for the 6th spot. I think Tanner Holmes had the idea that maybe Cale was going to run the top down there, and Cale kind of entered in the middle. And so when Holmes went for that slider, there just wasn't enough room to make it clear. And right rear to left front, you hate to see that. And then Cale, people are running back there in the background as he gets into the styrofoam walls.
The styrofoam walls are in front of concrete walls, actually. And they've saved a lot of injuries and a lot of equipment over the years here at Fremont Speedway.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. The styrofoam walls, I mean, when they get run into a few times and then they start getting chipped away and they don't look as good. But if I was a driver, I'd rather run into one of those, of course, than the concrete wall. As you see, there is Kenny Canada right there on top of those walls trying to help get that car back on all fours and towed back to the pit area. And we know that Cale, I was talking to, as I mentioned, Kevin Osmolski earlier on, the crew chief of the car, and he said that the plan was to run tomorrow at Attica with the Outlaws and then the rest of the week as well at Eldora Speedway, both the Joker's Jackpot and the King's Royal. But after tonight, I'm not sure if that's going to change those plans or not. Trying to roll that car back over. Tony Laporte, are you on the scene?
Yeah, guys, I mean, a lot of just quick thinking and very hard work down here. They had one tow truck, and they didn't like the odds of being able to pull that car off the wall without dropping it. So everybody down here, Fremont Speedway safety staff, Interstate Batteries High Limit safety staff jump in, and they manhandle that car with their own hands off of the wall. Big round of applause, I think, is deserved for both these tracks and the series safety teams, because they did not want to risk it even 1%. possibly dropping that car, Cale Thomas, off these styrofoam blocks. So you just saw the 10, 11 or so officials get their hands on that 49X and move it slowly and carefully down off the wall to ensure as soft of a landing as possible, and it was for Cale Thomas. The good news is the top wing is already peeled back, unfortunately, so they're going to get the rest of the car pulled back here, and Cale Thomas is climbing up and out of that car. That's a great sight to see, thanks to the hard work and quick action by the Fremont, Speedway, and High Limit safety teams down here.
Had to be an eerie feeling there, Brian, sitting in that car that entire time upside down against the wall like that, but great to see Cale climb out. And there is...
It's promoter Rich Farmer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rich Farmer getting his hands dirty tonight, trying to help these guys out by getting that car off the racetrack and back to the pit area. And there goes the wing. I'm sure one happy race fan will leave with that tonight.
It's always amazing to me.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what track. Maybe it was Central Arizona this year. We had a couple of fans that had, I want to say it was a Dason Pursley wing, and they were going ham on that wing trying to get the panel. Remember that, Tony?
Yeah, I do. Just wanted to let you know I checked in with Cale down here. He wanted to let everyone know that he is okay, a little shaken up, wants to express his gratitude to his team and to his sponsors, but he did not want to take the opportunity to talk. He's climbed inside the cab of the tow truck down here, and he is just catching his breath and relaxing. He wanted to let everyone know he is okay, and obviously shaken up after such a crazy accident. I think probably the worst part of the whole ordeal is having to stay upside down for so long. But Cale Thomas, again, up out of that race car under his own power, and he's in the driver's seat, gives us a wave as he rolls away and a thumbs up. Good news to hear that the driver of the 49X is out of that one.
Yep, thank you for that update, Tony. Great to hear that he is okay. Here's a look at the replay from our infield shot here on FloRacing, as Tanner Holmes tried to make a move down low, just was not enough room to clear that particular part of the racetrack, and Cale Thomas sending people running back there, hiding for cover. Right rear to left front contact. Not exactly ideal when it comes to open wheel sprint car racing, but that is the result when that does take place. Cars up on the hook. And we did get what looks to be one lap completed here in this heat race. And so it's Marks, Mintz, Corbett, Randall, and Nida, the 5 cars that are in the transfer positions at this point in time. Then it's going to be Holmes, TJ Michael making his way up through. He's going to be 7th now after that incident. Devin Borden, Chris Andrews, and Jerry Doms be the cars still running under power. Going to leave us with 7 laps to go. We'll see if there's any damage to Tanner Holmes' car. You see him there in Tom Book's number 13 car with Jugo Superfoods on the side. With the exit of Hank Davis in the 17 GP for Michael Dutcher Motorsports, that pretty much guarantees that Tanner Holmes will be the Race Your Team Foundation Rookie of the Year in 2026. Should earn him a $5,000 check at the banquet at the end of the year. And we'll see if there is any damage when he comes by the line this time. Looks like it's pretty clean there. Brian should be able to continue on, no problem.
Oh, yeah. I was just worried if he got a Jacob slather in that right rear when the front tire from Cale Thomas got in there. Yeah. It looks like everything's attached and ready to go.
Yep, so Tanner Holmes will be able to continue on. He will be 1 spot out of a transfer, however, when we go back to green.
And TJ Michael, you pointed out, up 7th. He started in the last row of this one, so.
And he went to the work area before the race.
Yeah.
The Texas Traveler making his way up through. Jai Corbett still sitting in that 3rd spot. He is currently in a dash position if he can hang on. And he's definitely seen a lot of improvements behind the wheel of that Brandon Eikenberry 25 car from one year to the next. Has had some pretty solid runs so far in 2026. 9th place at Knoxville on July 11th. His best in the 410 so far this year. Did get a win last year in his homeland at the Northline Speedway in the Northern Territories. Brent Marks going to lead the field back to green, single file. Here in DMI and Racing Components heat race number 2. Marks, Mintz, Corbett, Randall, Nida. See if TJ Michael can pick off another couple of cars here and maybe go from row 6 to a transfer spot. Green flag back in the air, and DMI Racing Components heat race number 2 is back underway.
And once again, Brent Marks leads the charge down the backstretch. Craig Mintz into second. Jai Corbett in that third spot. Here comes the quickest chicken, Chase Randall, though, taking a peek to his outside out of turn 4.
Good race going on behind those two as well. TJ Michael on the back bumper of Tanner Holmes, racing into turn number 1. Now Devin Bourne's over the edge of the banking in turn number 2. Brings it back on. We stay green. Darren Nida, meanwhile, up the road, going to get by the 9 of Chase Randall. Move Darren Nida from 6th up to 4th as he gets by the quickest chicken down the front straightaway.
Darren Nida, his grandpa in the Fremont Speedway Hall of Fame, was the track's 1978 track champion. He's a 4th-generation driver, and since he's teamed up with that Ed Neumeister Racing, they've been looking pretty strong this year.
4 second-place finishes this year for Darren Nida in that 11N, as Brent Marks has pulled out to nearly a straightaway lead on the 09 of Craig Mintz. Jai Corbett sitting in 3rd, Darren Nida 4th, and Chase Randall in 5th, but Tanner Holmes is closing in on that number 9 car.
To the rear bumper for that final transfer spot, but Brent Marks in a zip code all by himself. His lead almost 2 seconds out of turn 4 over Craig Mintz, who's comfortably in that runner-up position. And Jai Corbett, no challenge there for 3rd, but we're going to have a battle, I think, for 4th, as Chase Randall starting to close in a little bit on Darren Nida, and then Tanner Holmes right there as well.
All drivers on the racetrack finding a home right around the bottom to the middle portion of the speedway. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go for Brent Marks. He tries to make yet another dash appearance here in 2026 with Interstate Batteries Heidelberg Racing. Tanner Holmes is close to Chase Randall, but is he close enough down the backstretch? Brent Marks is going to get the win. Craig Mintz in 2nd, Jai Corbett 3rd, Darren Nida 4th, and Chase Randall is going to hang on in the final transfer spot.
6 goes to Tanner Holmes, 7th TJ Michael, Chris Andrews 8th, 9th Devin Bourne, and 10th Jerry Doms.
Here are your results from DMI Racing Components heat race at number 2. It's going to be Brent Marks with the win, going to the dash. 2nd goes to the 09 of Craig Mintz. 3rd, the 25 of Jai Corbett. He's also going to the dash. 4th to Darren Nida, and 5th, the final transfer goes to Chase Randall in the 9R. Jai Corbett, Fremont Speedway debut so far has been a pretty good one, Tony.
Jai Corbett is over here from Gimpy. We talked about his hometown when we spoke to him last after a heat race in Harlan, Iowa. We're not going to talk about where you're from. We're going to talk about where you are. You're living with car owner Brandon Eikenberry. What's the experience for someone over here racing against this level of competition from the other side of the world?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. You know, these guys have been racing, especially here, you know, since Volusia. So, you know, they're up to speed already, and I think I've only done 14 races. So, just got to try and work it out the best I can in the 3 months that I'm here. And, you know, about this time last year, we were really, really strong with Brandon. And, you know, between him and Shannon, you know, they both worked their asses off. And I can't thank them enough. You know, Mum, Dad, everyone back at home that supports me. Yeah, I think we're really starting to gain traction now. Had a good run at Knoxville. And, yeah, I feel really comfortable tonight. It's a small track. So, yeah, we're in the dash and just really got to nail down from now.
4th to 3rd for Jai Corbett. He is living with car owner Brandon Eikenberry. I asked him earlier, guys, what's the biggest difference you experience from Australian to North American sprint car racing? He said everybody over here is on the gas all the time. You can never relax once you pass a guy because they might come right back after you. Jai Corbett looking good here with limited U.S. experience under his belt.
Thank you very much, Tony. Heat race number 3 presented by BR Motorsports. Here's the lineup on the pole from Elk Grove, California, driving the all-by-your alternative, HendrickCars.com, JVI Group, Finley Farms, Fulton Brothers Trucking, FloRacing, number 57. It's Kyle Larson, and his outside, the defending series champion from St. Helena, California, the Tony Stewart Kerbag Engineering Racing, CarQuest Sugar Bee Apple, Swan Island Sheet Metal Waste Connections, number 24, Rico Abreu.
Row number 2 making his debut in the Michael Dutcher Motorsports 17 GP out of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, in that Lifestyle Homes Big Rig Repair of Indiana, Avani Industries, Milton Hershey School, number 17 GP. It is Brock Zierfoss. And to his outside, a former track champion here at the Fremont Speedway, 2 wins here this year out of Sacramento, California, in the Valvoline, Burchard Financial, Triple J Towing, Butler Built Seats, 101, Caleb Henry.
Starting in 5th from Evans City, Pennsylvania, the Ravens Trailer, Rustler Services, Superior Tank and Trailer, Top Shelf Trucking, number 22, Brandon Spithaller. And his outside from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the Weichert's Livestock, SpeedwayCars.com, York Excavating RV 4-wheel drive, number 48, Double D, Danny Dietrich.
Row number 4 to the inside out of Santa Rosa, California, in the install tech, Velocity Engineering, Blackburn Construction, Dirt Dudes, number 19, Junior, it's Joel Myers Jr., and racing off to his outside out of Worcester, Ohio, driving the Vabizo, Smithville Manufacturing, Holmes Cheese, Burgett Insurance, Joyride Transportation, 3J, Trey Jacobs.
Your ninth starter from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, behind the wheel of the Whistle Stop, Sure Shot Top House, Dickman Electrical Supply, Spankin's Motorsports, number 21H, the Macho Man, Brady Bacon, and to his right from Apollo, Pennsylvania, and the new paint scheme tonight, the Mositas Motorsports, Ducati of Pittsburgh, Hollywood Blasting Coating, Mav Motorsports, number 42, Cy Lynch.
And your last row to the inside, he has 2 All-Star wins this year. Out of Tiffin, Ohio, in the Hollywood Casino, Level Utilities, Valvoline Oil, Limousine Services, Kaiser Sound, BSC Welding, 21, that is Zeth Howdy Sabo. And on the tail, after he couldn't get out there to qualify, out of Rising Sun, Ohio, driving car number 5, the Poet Biofuels, Bowling Transportation, Burns Electric, RC Concrete, 5, that is Cody Brewer.
When it comes to buying sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock, BR only sells the best parts by the best manufacturers, like King Racing Products, MSD Ignition, Kaiser Wheels, and Triple X Chassis. 8 laps the distance here in heat race number 3. Top 5 to the feature. Keep an eye on the 101 Caleb Henry. As long as he stays in the top 5, he is going to the dash with whoever wins this heat race. Will it be Larson? Will it be Rico? Or maybe Caleb Henry can get up there and get that elusive ace in the hole, which would guarantee him the pole for the dash. Off at turn number 4, the UNOH starting zone, and we are green.
Kyle Larson, Rico Abreu side by side in the one. Rico gets clear over the cushion. Oh, they make contact with Caleb Henry and Rico. Everybody keeps rolling down the backstretch, but that was almost disastrous for Rico Abreu.
You got to imagine there's some damage on Rico's car. He's now back into the bubble spot in the final transfer. The left front tire appears to have some kind of damage on it. Behind him, they're side by side, though. It's Danny Dietrich and Joel Myers Jr. Somebody went through the infill in the backstretch, Brian, and it looks like a smoke screen went off back there.
Kyle Larson pulling away, though, from Brock Zierfoss.
Oh, Larson just spun out of the race lead. He kept it. Watch out. Oh, that was close. Cy Lynch about clobbered him down there in turn 1, but Kyle Larson just spun the car out, leading the heat race. And somehow, it looked like he was at a dead stop, Brian, and kept it running.
I don't know how he kept that running. It's not like he just popped the clutch.
Exactly. That was wild. Here is a look from the comp cam's replay. Larson goes into the course, backs it in way too hard, and the car is literally going 0 miles an hour. It keeps his foot in the throttle. Cy Lynch nearly hit the side of him and was able to keep on going. There's a look at Rico's car. Under green, it looked like it was wobbling around. Maybe the wheel was bent or something, but it looks a lot better here under yellow. And so Larson goes to the tail due to that yellow. And look who's out front now. Tonight in his debut in the Michael Dutcher Motorsports 17 GP, Brock Zierfoss going to lead the field back to green in BR Motorsports heat race number 3.
And your quick qualifier in this heat, Caleb Henry up to the 2nd spot. He'd like to get the win here. Brandon Spedhaller's having a pretty good year, too. 5 wins this season, 3 of them at the Tri-City Speedway over in Pennsylvania. He's in that 3rd position. 4th now to Rico, the final transfer spot in the Double E, Danny Dietrich, but he's got company.
Behind him is Joel Myers Jr., and then also behind Myers, it looks like the 3J of Trey Jacobs going to make the move on Cy Lynch. Lynch back around the outside. He'll try and run the middle. He'll get by the 3J and now works on the 19 of Joel Myers Jr. Nice move there from Cy. In turns 3 and 4, he's now 2 spots out of a transfer position.
Meanwhile, out front, Brock Zierfoss continues to lead. Caleb Henry, Brandon Spedhaller, Rico Abreu, Danny Dietrich. Kyle Larson now starting to get his groove back. He's passed a couple cars.
Larson's gotten by Brewer. He's gotten by Zeth Sabo. Next in his line is the 21H of Brady Bacon, the 3J of Trey Jacobs. Keeping on the battle for the transfer spot, though. Danny Dietrich has it, but Joel Myers Jr. really not letting him get too far away. Dietrich around the bottom, Myers through the middle. Remember, last year, Joel Myers Jr. ran 8th in this main event. Car around, caution in turn 1. Cody Brewer spins.
I got to tell you, Chase, Kyle Larson's got he's got his hands full. Everywhere he tries to put that 57 car, it just bucks and carries on. They're going to have to make some major changes on that 57.
I mean, he's looking at a ticket to the C main right now if he cannot get by a few more cars. We did see a lap or two ago after he had went to the tail on the restart there. He fell over the edge of the banking in turn 2 as well. And so, yeah, it's been one of those heat races here for Kyle Larson. And a C-main trip appears to be the case here potentially. If he cannot get up there, the yellow flag is out, of course, for the 5B of Cody Brewer, though. Brock Zierfoss, the leader. Caleb Henry in second. Brandon Spithaler in third. Fourth, Rico Abreu. And fifth, the 48 of Danny Dietrich.
Dietrich coming off a win this past week and a runner-up over in Pennsylvania. Said they made a lot of changes to that car.
They want to mention that Kyle Larson, actually, no matter where he finishes out here, if he's outside of a transfer due to getting his time back, he will be on the front row of the B main later on. My mistake there. As the green flag comes back out, we're underway once again with 2 laps to go, and Zierfoss doing everything right here in this heat race, right around the bottom. Going to pull away from Caleb Henry. Larson goes topside in turns 1 and 2, gets by the 3J of Trey Jacobs and the 21 of Zeth Sabo. The white flag is out, battle for the race lead. Caleb Henry's trying to take the lead away and maybe get the ace in the hole here, Brian.
And look at Joel Myers with front wing damage into the final transfer spot. Checkered flag in the air. Who's it going to be?
Brock Zierfoss going to hold off Caleb Henry for the win. Henry second, third goes to Brandon Spithaler, fourth to Rico Abreu, and fifth will be the 19 junior of Joel Myers Jr. Well, that was a entertaining heat race to say the very least. Brock Zierfoss, welcome to the high limit room with the heat race win first night in the 17 GP. He'll go to the dash along with the 101 of Caleb Henry, Brandon Spithaler third, Rico Abreu fourth, and Joel Myers Jr. fifth. Then behind them you had Cy Lynch finishing in the 6th spot, 7th Danny Dietrich, 8th Brady Bacon, 9th Trey Jacobs, 10th Kyle Larson, 11th Zeth Sabo, and 12th Cody Brewer. Sounds like a flat right rear tire on the 21H of Brady Bacon as he heads back to the trailer. And did want to reiterate there, Larson finished 10th, but due to his qualifying time, he will get that back and be up front for the B main later on. Just wanted to make sure that that was... As the 22, Brandon Spithaler is going to stop on the front straightaway. He finishes in the 3rd spot.
5th to 3rd in the BR Motorsports Heat Race number 3. Brandon Spithaler going to pop the helmet off. I'm dying to know, because I'm not brave enough to race one of these things. How different is it getting into turn 1 versus turn number 3? They look like wildly different parts of the racetrack.
Yeah, this place is always kind of interesting. It's a little bit different on either end every time, and I haven't been here in a year and a half, so quick learning.
Well, you're doing a good job. You made up some positions. Brandon Spithaler, again, starting 5th, running to 3rd. He'll be racing a little bit later on tonight here, guys. He looks good in that number 22.
Certainly does, and he always has. He's got 5 wins this year. It's been a great year so far for Brandon Spithaler as we now roll into heat race number 4, presented by our friends at Rod & Supply. Here is a look at the lineup on the pole from Plymouth, Indiana. It's the A to Z Mechanical Global Link, Duff's Bar and Grill, Tony Elliott Foundation, number 14 of Zane DeVault, and outside of him from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, originally from Minden, Nevada, the JST Motorsports Smith Titanium Factory Kane, Maxwell Racing Oils, Messina Valley Transportation, number 88, Tanner Thorson.
Starting in that 3rd spot out of Locust Grove, Oklahoma, the Casey Kane Racing with Mike Kerb, Napa Auto Parts, Brumos Collection, Billard Products, Harbor Corporation number 9, that is Dason Pursley. And starting in that 4th spot out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, Australia, the Maxim Trucking, TK Concrete, Logan Contractor Supply, Rexo Equipment, Zip Bonds, number 55, the Madman, Kerry Madsen.
Rolling off inside of row number 3 from Indianapolis, Indiana, the NOS Energy Drinks, Spire Motorsports, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Cars, Brand Professional Agriculture, Gainbridge, number 7 BC, it's Sunshine Tyler Courtney. And from Findlay, Ohio, behind the wheel of the 32 cars, the Truckworks of Ohio, J Badger HVAC, L&L Land Solutions, High Performance Lubricants entry of Bryce Lucius.
Starting in the 7th position from right here in Fremont, Ohio, Level Utilities, John Wright's Custom Chrome Plating, Max Salon X Machine, that is Mike Keegan. And rolling off to his outside, a former track champion out of Fremont, Ohio, in the Level Utilities, Level Performance, Commercial Glazing Systems, Crown Battery, number 3, DJ Foods.
The night starter from Lemoore, California, behind the wheel, the Dawson Maldine Construction, Burmeister Trophy, Triple X Chassis, Level Utilities, number 16, it's Gage Garcia. And starting at 10 from Freelton, Ontario, Canada, the Moxie, HumberviewParts.ca, DJ D Gear, DJ D Graphics, number 12, Double D, it's Darren Dryden.
And on the tail of this one, out of Alveda, Ohio, in the Ohio Logistics Truck Works of Ohio, North Baltimore Custom Cut Meats, number 15K, it's Creed Kemanaugh.
That is your lineup for the final heat race of the night, and it is brought to you by Rod and Supply. They have a unique opportunity to be involved in all sorts of industries, from auto racing and performance-related industries to farming and industrial markets. Whether you're running a go-kart, micro, mini sprint, midget, modified, late model sprint, or a tractor, Rod and Supply has the assortment of radius rods, rod ends, bearings, and specialty products that will help you lead the field and perform at your maximum potential. Pace truck is off the UNOH starting zone, and turn number 4 is where they will accelerate. It is Zane DeVault on the inside and Tanner Thorson on the outside of the front row. Keep an eye on the 4th place starter in this one. Kerry Madsen got to stay in the top 5. He wants to go to the dash off of turn number 4. Green flag is out very close between the 14 and the 88 down the front straightaway, and DeVault is going to have the race lead into turn 1.
Wow, that was very close. Tanner Thorson back to second. Here comes the bad man. Kerry Madsen up on the wheel in the 55 into the second spot.
Kerry Madsen takes over second, bumps Thorson back to third. Then it's Dason Percy. Good race going on for 5th. Around the outside comes the 32 of Bryce Lucius, trying to get by the 7 BC of Tyler Courtney. And the 32 is going to take that spot away down the backstretch.
Putting the family car back together. Tyler Courtney, Scott wins here at the Fremont Speedway. That 7 BC, but he gets back around Bryce Lucius. Now Lucius going to take to his inside in turns 1 and 2.
Courtney saw what Lucius did, and now he takes over that top line in turns 1 and 2. Drops the NOS Energy Drink 7 BC back to the inside 3 and 4. Nearly got up alongside the 9 of Dason Persley, who runs in the 4th position. Back behind Courtney, it's then Lucius, the X of Mike Keegan, the 16 of Gage Garcia, the 15K of Creed Kavanaugh. Up front, your race leader is Zane DeVault. A few weeks ago, DeVault a top 5 finish with high limit racing at the Butler Motor Speedway. It was a very good run for him. He's looking to do that again here tonight at Fremont.
He continues to lead out front of this one past the halfway mark. Kerry Madsen, though, right there within 3 car lengths of him out of turn number 4. In that 3rd spot, Tanner Thorson. 4th now, Dason Persley. Tyler Courtney, the final transfer position as he pulled away now from Bryce Lucius.
We've got a race for the lead developing here, Brian. It's the 14 DeVault, the 55 of Madsen. Kerry hasn't been to Fremont in a long time, but he did run 2nd here at the Outlaws back in 2011. He's on the back bumper of DeVault down the backstretch. This time by, they're going to come to the white flag. Kerry Madsen around the bottom, DeVault through the middle. They're separated by 3 car lengths at the white flag.
One more time around the 1 through Mile Clay Oval of Fremont Speedway. Kerry Madsen to the rear bumper of Zane DeVault out of turn number 2 in the 3 and 4. He's going to take a look to the inside of DeVault.
Here they come to the checkered. Zane DeVault is going to hang on and get the win. Kerry Madsen 2nd, Tanner Thorson 3rd, Dason Persley 4th, and Tyler Courtney in 5th. Your results in heat race number 4. Going to the dash is the 14 of Zane DeVault, along with the 55 of Kerry Madsen. Tanner Thorson 3rd, Dason Persley 4th, and Tyler Courtney rounds out the transfer cars in the 5th position. Behind Sunshine, the 32 of Bryce Lucius. Then the X of Mike Keegan, the 16 of Gage Garcia, Creed Kavanaugh, Darren Dryden, and DJ Foose, the rest of the finishing order. Looks like that is going to do it for heat race action here at the Fremont Speedway for the Hollywood Casino High Stakes Showdown. Don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more racing to get to, including a C main, a B main, a dash, and a 30-lap main event here tonight.
This is